Movie. That's his podcast. And Mark Norman is on again from the Tuesdays with Stories podcast. But also, the reason Mark Norman is on, I know he was just on 2 episodes ago, but that was fucking 4.5 months, so relax. He's got a new special out this Friday night on Comedy Central. This Friday night, midnight, Friday night / Saturday. Set your alarms, set your DVRs, end your alarms, fuck it. Set your alarms for 11:52 p.m. on Friday night. And whoever you're with, just fucking turn on Comedy Central, watch Mark Norman's thing, and then tweet at him because you know he'll feel better. Mark Norman, don't be yourself. This Friday night at midnight on Comedy Central. Unless you live in one of the freak zones. So anyway, here's what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about balding. I got 4 guys, myself included, with 4 different stages of fucking hair loss. Norman is barely seeing anything. I got some. Metzger had it since he was 20. He's been losing his hair. And then Sean Donnelly is just like classic, like a couple fucking whiffs up top and then nothing, and then the sides, you know? None of them shaved. None of them shaved it. Balding's a weird thing. You won't find one guy that has any level of hair loss that doesn't, not thinks about it all the time, but thinks about it. Be like, fuck, I wish, damn it. I don't know what the goddamn stem cell research is with that. Whatever. I don't really care, but sometimes it's a little annoying. But like, I mean, there's so much to it too. So we got into it a little bit. I mean, we didn't fight, but it was a fun podcast. Kurt showed up fucking late. I shouldn't have paid him the whole $100, to be honest. Show up 45 minutes into this, and I'm gonna I should have given him $63.50, something like that. Anyway, yeah, hair loss is weird. It makes people do weird things. Toupees. There's a unifying effect that a really bad toupee has. You know, you're all in the subway or walking along, you see a guy with a bad toupee, you fucking tap your friend. What? And you don't even say anything because you can't say it. What if he hears you? It's so embarrassing. You think like he must not know that we know. And you just point with your nose. It's easier for me. But then they follow and then they go, "What? Oh my God. Wow." There's a guy that passed by the stand. He's got a terrible one. I mean, it doesn't fit the color. It's not the same as his side hair. The texture of his hair is not the same. It's like one's wavy, one's straight. It's almost like he bought it once for like a lot of money and now he feels like he has to use it. Like when I buy a long sleeve shirt and those sleeves don't fit me and I still try to fucking make it work for 3 wears anyway. Before I realize it's roll up the sleeve or forget it, Ari. Yeah, that's weird. So is the comb over. That's another strange one. I get it at its theory. You want more of the shininess covered up, so you cover it up with hair. So at first glance, you don't notice. But in those winds, there's a Simpsons episode where some like old rockers were like making a tour again, I guess with like the Who type, band. Or no, maybe an 80s metal band. And they're all like still playing, and then like this guy's got long hair. Then the fan hits him, and it's fucking flown back. He's just got a little bit in the back. I love when those rockers too, like Tommy Lee, when they wear those bandanas. They're like, "You bald motherfucker." I get it, but fucking come on, show it off. Trim the sides. Trim the sides. It looks fine. By the way, I should know this: if you're looking to hire, today's episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter.com. So let's say you have this fucking bald employee and you're like, I don't want to stare at a goddamn bald-headed motherfucker anymore. So I'm like, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to find a new worker. So you can put on there, the ZipRecruiter.com posts to like 100 plus job sites, social media networks, one click, and then you get from like people nationwide. And you can put in there, no bald people. Can you do that? I think you probably could. It's not a race. It's not a gender. No one respects them to be like, no, you can't. What's the word? When you go against someone, you won't hire someone because of who they are. Fuck, it's right there. I do it so rarely. That's why I can't think of it. You can't. ZipRecruiter.com. And right now, if you go to ZipRecruiter.com/skeptic, my listeners can post jobs for free. How are they giving away that? That's the whole business. Right now, my listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/skeptic. Well, That's the way to go out of business. ZipRecruiter.com. No, I'm sure they have it figured out. Find the job that you want. Not find the job you want. Find the employee that you want. Make sure he's not bald. That would be crazy. I would love to see no bald people, please. No bald applicants. Fuck, I almost had that word. Yeah, that comb over is strange. Because then you have to like comb it over. My hair grows, the longer it gets, the more bald it looks, the shorter it gets, or the more fun I'm having, the more full it looks. It's fine. Just once in a while, it's like, what? Ooh, look at that angle. Kind of like that. I'm going to kill this bug. By the way, I'll be at the May 27th. I'll be at the Bell House doing a This Is Not Happening storytelling show. Lineup's already getting good. I've already got 2 people that have done the TV show on. Get your tickets now. It's 7:30 show, 7 o'clock doors. My story's at 7:30, so try not to be late. Bring a friend. Bring a group. Get like 6 or 7 people together. You know those stories are always good. Those shows are good. It will sell out. Hurry up. I split up the door with the comedians. All the money goes, well, some of it goes to the Bell House, but the rest all goes to the comedians. So it goes to a good cause, you know? Fucking whores and drugs, I guess. More stories. It goes into more stories. May 27th. And if you do want a ticket to This Is Not Happening tapings, they are going on in Los Angeles. That show is in New York. Los Angeles, June 4th through the 7th. And then again, June 19th through the 22nd. Sunday through Wednesday, the first one, then a week off to shoot openings, and then Monday through Thursday. Write me if you want. Contact at arishafir.com. Tell me which tickets you want to show you want to go to, early and late, except the 4th. I think it's just an early show. Maybe the 19th is just an early show too. I don't know. And I'll get your tickets. Tell me how many people, but tell me legit how many people. You can go to. I'll give you 1 show per week that I'll put you in front of the line. I'll just get you in. I want rabid fans there. And then I'll have the link for just like see what you get tickets later. All right, let's start the episode, shall we? If you want to listen to this, I suggest listening to it on the Laughable app. You must be getting sick of your iPhone app. It's garbage. They don't have a good podcast app. Go to laughable.com. It's a free app, and it really fucking brings everything together really well. You can see, like, right now, you can see, if you're on there, you can see all the guests I have. You can click on a picture of them. It'll open up their podcast instantly. So you don't have to be like, wait, what was this thing? If you like a guy, click on his face, subscribe to his podcast, get to it later. You can rewind and fast forward really easily. Just a really, really solid app for listening to podcasts. Yeah, Laughable. Shall we start? Men out there, the balding, and women too, some of you. I didn't know what songs to use. I wanted to use Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor, if you've seen that video. Good video. I'm going to kill this bug, and then I'll do the outro. Ladies and gentlemen, Ari Shaffir Skeptic Tank, episode 291. Yes, I am thinking of what I forgot to say. Balding Eagles with Sean Donnelly, Mark Norman, and Kurt Metzger starts now.
All this cigars, good time.
He's a nice guy.
Great guy. He's almost too nice where you're like, are you fucking with me?
Yeah, I've done nothing to deserve this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then he's like, when do you leave? We're all going out to dinner tonight. We're all going to get drunk. You should come. And I'm like, I wish I got to read that.
Yeah, he's just inclusive.
Very inclusive.
Seems weird.
I know. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, but he's like, we made a pact when he comes to New York because he's like, the New York crew is so great. He's like, I'm going to buy everyone dinner. It's like, you don't have to do that. He's like, yeah, we'll go out to our steakhouse. We'll drink.
No one's going to refuse you.
Yeah,
Sam's not going to refuse. You're not going to refuse.
We're all going to go out.
Wasn't he was the basis of like Van Wilder?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's why he's all inclusive. He wants to be partying all the time.
Right. He's a pleaser.
He's a pleaser.
People pleaser. I think I'm a people pleaser too, but I wouldn't be able to buy everybody dinner.
No. But he's got some dough, right?
I think he's doing better than some people. He's not like loaded. He's also got a fucking sieve on him, which is just like 3 mouths that are just like, eat.
Oh, you mean
yeah.
you mean his kids?
Yeah, whatever. Grown semen.
Are you that anti-kid? Are you that
Fuck all of
anti-child?
them.
Yeah, his
what?
house is
To
like
do what?
kidded out. You know, there's like toys everywhere and little dogs and stuffed animals.
He likes his family too, for sure. But like,
I saw a girl I went to high school with, and she has kids. I saw her in Florida this weekend, and I talk about wanting to have kids on stage, and she was like, "Don't have kids."
Yeah,
she has
funny.
She has 3 kids.
That's funny you say that because I go to Thanksgiving every year, and my brother pulls me aside, and he's got 4 beers in him. He goes, "Don't do it. Don't do it." And I'm like, "Well, your kid's great. Your wife's great." He's like, "Don't do it." He's like, "I'm jealous of your life."
I think it's always a grass is always greener situation.
Yeah.
maybe.
Nobody's happy ever.
Well, I will tell you, the scientific studies that have been done, instead of just like asking people,
Yeah.
show that I think like 88% of people are less happy with children than without.
80.
Yeah, super high 80s. It's
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And people are like, well, what's that mean? I'm like, I don't know. I let the scientists decide.
So they're just doing like clinical trials of these people who have kids, and then they.
And also like 96% of them would not do it differently.
Wow.
So there's like this weird brainwashing
Interesting.
situation that happens where it's like, there's more to life than just happiness, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also. I think you feel you feel a duty when you have. I think
like
it's biological
It is
after
biological.
a while. I mean, you're like, well, this is my role, and then like you're in. It's almost like your chemistry changes, and you're like, I'm a father now, and I would do it again because I'm a father, and I have to want to be what I am right now again. You know what I'm saying? You won't feel yourself unless you're a father. If you're a father,
Well, that becomes your whole life. Well, I mean, even though in terms of happiness and like look at like Obama or any president, how awful they look at after 8 years.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
they're not happy.
No.
I bet they'd still be like, no, I should for sure be the president. I loved being the president.
Yeah.
Saying I'm one of 50 people.
and I think somebody else
they're
brought
not
up.
happy. It doesn't
Maybe
seem
satisfied,
satisfied,
but not happy.
fulfilled.
Fulfilled, yeah.
There also is a thing about the mindset you have to be like, I'm going to be president. It's like the
crazy.
ego involved in that supersedes any celebrity ego. I think it's right.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
say?
I'm gonna be the best.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the number one person in the country. I'm gonna lead an entire country.
Right.
You have to be a little bit crazy for that to be what you want.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. Yeah. I mean, any decision, like I couldn't be a cop just because they're like, this guy's in danger, go to him. I like to go away. You know, my first instinct is to get away from that. There's a shootout.
Run,
go
everybody
towards
run!
it.
I'm a cop.
Yeah, exactly.
There's danger.
I have inside information.
Mark has a fight or flight response.
Yes, flight or flight.
There's no fight in there.
Yeah.
I have a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Right.
People are getting shot. My colleagues are getting shot.
Yeah.
Run away.
You know, I was
bullhorn.
almost a cop.
Were you
What?
really?
I didn't ever tell you that.
No.
I took all the tests to be a New York City cop.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What kind of tests were they?
There was you have the written, you have the physical, you have the
You passed the physical test?
No, I didn't. It was an obstacle. Well, I try to do a joke about it, but it never works. Where I'm like the first obstacle. It's like an obstacle course in like a high school in Staten Island. That's where you go to do it.
Oh, cool.
And the first obstacle is just like a 3-foot fence, and I was like so nervous, and I ran up to the fence, and I tried to hop over it, and I couldn't, and I hopped down, and I walked to my car, and I drove home.
3 feet?
Like I don't know, maybe 4 feet, maybe 4 or 5
That's
feet.
hilarious.
Not as tall as you.
Not as tall as me. Maybe 4 feet. Maybe 4 feet.
Wow.
Yeah. But also what I realized at that moment is I didn't. When you hear the guys on the line behind you talking, you're like, do I want to be working with these guys for the next 20 years? These douchebags, like
They're idiots.
every douchebag from your high school.
I mean, you fit the description: Irish, Long Island, New York.
My dad was a cop.
Was he?
He was a cop, and then he was a jail guard at Rikers Island Prison.
You look like your favorite weapon will be a blackjack.
Yeah. Like an old timey cop.
People over the head.
And you twirl it.
You just spin it.
Yeah. I'm registered to be a security guard. I took all the tests.
Really?
Yeah. But I went one day. You have to go to this window in Queens. It's almost like a DMV to get your assignment. And it took like 3 hours, and I just left. I was like, fuck it. I took all the training. It was like 2 days long in Queens. Yeah.
Well, the funniest thing is when I did the cop thing, the other cops, they can tell who's going to actually make it and be the cop and who's not. Because I'm like an idiot, and I showed up without my tie tied. I'm like, I don't know how to tie a tie. And I showed up to one of the cops at the written psychological test, and I go, hey, can you tie my tie? And while he's tying my tie, he's like, let me guess, your dad was a cop. And I didn't get why he knew. And I go, really? How'd you know that? I must just have a cop vibe.
Yeah.
But what he knew was this schmuck's not going to be a cop. He's doing it because he feels he has to, and that's what it is. Yeah,
Interesting.
isn't that
Yes,
interesting?
you're trying to please your father.
Trying to please my father, exactly.
But aren't you glad you're not? You'd be hated by blacks.
Oh yeah, it'd be a
The
bad
cops-
time right now.
Everybody hates cops now.
More so.
My plan was to be a cop for 20 years, then open up like a bar, which is like the most cliche cop
Where all the
thing.
cops can hang out.
Yeah.
That you'd be good at.
I'm right, exactly. I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm very
Should
glad I
open up a
didn't.
comedians bar. Once people get enough money, we should like go. A bunch of people should go in and just. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
That was almost
We'd rather just go to another bar and
Yeah,
ruin it
yeah.
than leave.
Yeah,
We're a
sure.
cancer.
Wasn't that remember that Rafifi was around? Do you know
Yeah.
Rafifi?
Loved
I heard of
Rafifi.
it.
And it
Is
was
that
a-
the big alt room.
Yeah, it was a big alt room
the
back
alt room.
when I first started. It was around, and I remember when they were closing. I remember there was a bunch of comics that were like, maybe we should buy it, and then
Oh
that
yeah,
never happened.
yeah, that's right. Well, we're movers and loners. We can't be tied down to a bar.
No.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
need
gonna
someone
work.
to manage it for you.
Yeah,
And apparently, if you own a bar, that just consumes your life. Like you're working 24 hours
and
a day.
then you just
know what I mean?
pounded them all day,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
night.
No, I know a place we can drink. It's like, how about a place where we can eat?
Yeah, right.
Not drink for once. I thought of being a cop in L.A. just because they have all the billboards up, and I was like, I can do night shifts. I can do midnight to 8 a.m.,
Yeah.
and then like work at night. I mean, do stand up at night. It
Yeah.
would be perfect.
Interesting. You
They
good
said
material.
like start at $35,000 a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
benefits.
In LA is like golden. Yeah, benefits.
And you go, and if you move up, you make way more. And the good thing about it was like when I was taking all those tests, there was a thing where they give you, the New York City Police Department was giving a $20,000 annuity every year you were a cop. So when
Wow.
so what is that? 200,000. 20 times 20 is what? 400.
400.
You retire. Besides your pension, you would retire with 400,000.
Holy
wow,
moly!
that's a lot.
And your pension is based on how much you make your last year.
Yeah.
So I heard what people would do is they would, if they were cool with like the people they worked with, they would just pick up all this overtime for their and just work around the clock their last year,
Wow.
and then you make half of that or a third of that, whatever it is, and you end up making like I don't know, 80 grand
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
for doing nothing the rest of your life.
Well,
That's why it's such a good deal because 20 years you can leave.
Yeah.
And if you're not like one of those like meatheads that's like I'm a cop and you
Right.
start cracking skulls like an idiot, then you're just a normal guy who's like I was a cop and now I'm not and now I have this money and I can do whatever I want. Like Mark DeMeo is like that guy
DeMeo.
Mark.
Yeah.
DeMeo.
And he was a detective. That kid,
He
that
was
guy,
a detective.
he was a detective. Yeah,
he's done, right?
he's done. Yeah,
Yeah.
and now he just does
He's
comedy.
dumb?
Done.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
My uncle was a cop, most racist guy ever, like just N-word all day long, and got kicked off the force for getting a DUI crashing a squad car.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
And they didn't cover it up. Well, I guess you
No.
can't. No, you're drunk driving a squad car. That's too much.
And they kind of hated him. I don't think he was like a popular guy.
I saw a cop. I was in a cab on 14th. I saw a cop from the left-hand lane just make a right, pull in front of people, make a right, and this cab in front of us was going and hit the guy
Oh, wow.
because you can't just like turn right from the left-hand lane. And then they pulled over, and we were both. Me and the cab driver was like, "What was going to happen?" He goes, well, "I mean, he was in the wrong, but I mean,
He's a cop.
He's
He's a cop.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
He's gonna decide. It's like I wouldn't want to be in that position. If the
Yeah.
cop's like, "Don't worry, my fault. Shouldn't have turned." I'm not going to trust him to do that.
No.
no, they would never do that.
Although my friend got hit by a cop when we were in high school, and they paid him off.
Really?
Yeah, he got the money.
Really?
But a cop just like T-boned him for some reason, and my friend was like, "Well, it's my truck. I need to get to school."
but you was drunk.
Maybe,
cop
but it
was
was
drunk.
2 in the afternoon or 3 in the afternoon.
I mean, one time I was going to, I was like 18 and I was in Fordham. I was in the Bronx at Fordham. I was coming back from an interview and my mom was driving and right in front of us, randomly, this car, not a cop car, just puts its reverse lights. Its reverse lights pop on and it just backs up and slams into my mom's car. Like I think it was going to run like a scam. And then my mom. And then it sees the cop and kind of pulls off a little bit. And my mom looks over. There's a cop car right to our left. And my mom's like, "You're not going to do anything?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "What do you want us to do?" And she was like, "I don't know. They just crashed into my car. My car's all fucked up."
Yeah,
And they're like,
mediate. I can think
like
of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's not drunk.
Yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
start doing your job.
Check his
And they just
ID.
shrugged and they're like, "Ah," and that was it.
Wow, they're the
That's
worst.
what they do.
So you don't want to be that guy. They're crooks
No,
with the
exactly.
uniform.
There's a lot of them that are
I was
shitty.
drunk driving in LA once, and I was like, I was leaving a bar. I had to get back to the Comedy Store before the front bar closed to get a drink. So I was rushing.
Yeah.
And
So this is like 1:30-ish?
1:30-ish, yeah, 1:45. And then right in front of the Saddle Ranch, I hit somebody. This cab. I blamed him for a while until I realized like I was drunk.
Yeah.
But he just stopped to see if anybody would come, but he was in like a regular lane, didn't pull over.
Yeah.
I just hit him from behind. And then we're getting out, exchanging. All the other cab drivers show up and start taking pictures. And some cop pulls up, just like slows down and pulls up. And I was just like, I was like, fuck. And I was just waiting. I was like, we're good.
Really?
And they moved on, yeah.
That's a smart move right
Yeah,
there.
we're good.
Wow.
Just
Is that white priv?
oh, for sure.
Yeah, if you were black
Absolutely.
doing this, guy would be like, fuck you, I'm pulled over now.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
You know who never notices the white privilege? White women.
Yeah, well, they have it the worst because they're women and white.
Yeah.
I feel like women have more privilege than men. It's always like a man's world, all this shit, but I think women have a lot more
Oh,
shit.
yeah, they can say whatever they
Some
want.
Yeah, you can't hit them.
Yeah. Well, that's like in bars and stuff.
Yeah, they're the most heckles,
Oh,
too.
that is privilege. When you're like, I can go around. I think birds do a joke about it, but everyone knows it. Where it's like, I can say anything I want to anybody, and no one's going to hit me.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
we have like a fear of being hit all
Right.
the time.
Absolutely.
There's a video on YouTube.
We don't get hit by our spouse, but that's
Well,
it. That's
yeah.
it.
There's a video on YouTube of this white woman. I think she's at like a Times Square on New Year's Eve, so it's like nuts. And it's for some reason a bunch of black people, and she's like, "Get out of my way! Get out of my way! I'm trying to get home." And they were all like, "You can't talk to us like that." And she was like, "Fuck you! I talked to him." And some lady just knocked her out, and it was just like black justice, you know.
You ever hear the story in the city of that couple that was getting mugged? And the guy pulls out a gun, and the girl in the couple goes, "What are you going to do? You gonna shoot us?" And he shot both of them.
What?
And the guy survived, and the girl didn't. She died.
Whoa.
And the guy survived, and he told the cops that that's what happened.
Damn,
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Wow.
What do you that's the ultimate privilege right there. Somebody pulls a gun on you, and
Yeah.
you go, "What do you do? Shoot us?"
Well-
and you're like, nothing's going to happen.
Sometimes that works. You know Tom Dustin?
No. Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah, I know. I know,
Boston
I know,
comic,
I know.
funny
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
really funny
I do know.
guy. He sells the flaming wallets. That's his big thing.
Oh, he's
But-
the guy that does it?
Yeah.
I've heard stories about it.
very-
Find my wallet.
Oh man, he cleans up. He
cleans
sells
up.
wallets after the show, like a merch.
Makes
and
more than he makes for the weekend off the wallets.
You open it up and flames come out, and people love them.
Really?
Yeah. But whatever. Funny guy. One time he was a big drinker. He was in Boston with Shane Moss. They're out drinking at some bar in the middle of Massachusetts.
drinker.
Yeah,
He
and
was, yeah.
these two guys pull up and just go, "Give me your fucking money." Guns to his head, and he goes, "I got $8. Shoot me." And the guy goes, "Ah, shit," and they just left. He's a nutty guy.
That's a Boston privilege thing.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's crazy. That's just when you have nothing else to lose.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
I
Nothing to
know.
lose is very dangerous.
Nothing to lose, yeah.
That's serious.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've had a many time where I should have had a DUI and I got out of it.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I one time I was. Oh, this is a long story. I won't tell you the whole thing, but I got into a thing with a guy on the road. We kept bumping each other out of anger. And
Bumping each other?
Yeah, 'cause
Driving?
I was drunk. I was in my high school
Actually
uniform.
hitting the cars?
bumping bumpers.
Drunk
yeah.
and physically hitting
Yeah,
other cars.
yes,
Wow.
bumping. I mostly bumped him, and then he got out, put his car in park, got out, looked at my license plate, and then slammed his fist on my hood as to say, like, "I got you now, motherfucker." And I remember being like, "What's this pussy doing? Jesus." And then we'd keep driving, we get off. This is all on the interstate, like on the highway. And we get off, and now I'm in a red light. He's in front of me, stopped, and this guy runs out of a bar, jumps in my car at a convertible, 1971 Cutlass convertible. Jumps in my car, pulls my friend in the back seat. They're fighting in the back seat, like fist fighting.
Oh
like
my
That guy or
God.
some other guy.
some other guy. He called a guy.
Oh.
Holy shit.
So I'm following this guy. This guy was really smart. I'm following him, like taunting him, bumping him, and like, "Fuck you! What are you gonna do?" I'm hammered. And so he's like, "Oh yeah." So he's on his old cell phone in the '90s. Calls a friend. This guy's got a leather jacket on. He's probably been drinking all day at this bar. Jumps in the back seat. They're fighting. Me and my friend. My friend was like a little guy. And I think he had like retard strength or like mom strength when your kid's under the car. And I was like, push him out. And he pushed him out and he rolled off the trunk and over the back of the car. Like we looked back and he was like rolling on the street like in a movie. And I was like, oh my God, this escalated. I'm freaking out. So now I like whip out of there and I'm driving and we go to this house party. I'm telling everybody about the house party. They're like, oh shit. And I had a beeper at the time. My beeper's going crazy. It's like, mom, 911, mom, call home, mom. I'm like, that's not good. So I call. I'm like, Mom, what's shaking? How are you? And she's like, get over here now. There's police here. They want to talk to you.
No way.
They say you ran over a guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Crazy. She's like, get here now.
Oh, my God.
I've been drinking all day, and now I've been drinking at this party, and I thought we were home free, but so now I have to go home. And right before...
You drive home?
Yeah.
You drove to the...
I had to drive. I was at a house party.
No, that's when you'd be like, oh, I can't. I've been at this house party. I can't drive right now. I'm drunk.
I didn't want them to know I was drinking because then they would know I was probably guilty with this guy.
And also that the police, they're not going to go away.
Right.
It's not like they're going to be like, oh, he can't
drinking at the party. Not when I was fucking.
yeah.
Not when the guy jumped into my car and tried to beat me up.
What happened? They jotted down your license plate?
Yeah, that's when the guy walked around. He got my plate, and that's when he slammed on the hood.
Ah.
So this guy was good. He was like an adult, and we were 15, 16.
Jesus.
So I'm about to get in my car. I turn the ignition on, and my friend goes, wait! And he runs up with a jar of Jif. And he goes, eat a big wad of this. And I go, what are you talking about? He's like, it'll cover the alcohol in your breath. And I was like, I've never heard that before. He's like, just do it.
I've heard that.
And I was like, all right. And I just took a huge handful out of the jar, and I ate it. And I went to my parents' house, and I parked the car. There's squad cars everywhere in the front lawn, whatever. And I go in, and my mom is serving them coffee in the living room, which is quite a sight, by the way. You know, just guy like blue bloods in the living room. And my dad's like, so
Tom
what happened
Selleck.
again? Yeah. And I walk in, they're like, Mark, there he is. Okay, whatever. We heard. They gave the whole report. Like, this guy said you bumped him, and they said you got into a fight in the back of this car. Somebody pushed him out of your car and all this. And I was like, that's crazy. I did bump a guy, I admit. And the cop was just staring at me, one of them, and he goes, come here, son. Come here. Let me smell your breath. And I just go, ah. And he goes, all right, he's good. And that
Get
was it.
outta here.
That was it, yeah.
It worked that well?
I mean, this is before cell phone, camera phone shit. So, like, he's like, that car matches the description. That is the license plate. But what could they do? It was his word against mine.
But he could have gotten you still for bumping him, right? Or no?
You know, he could have gotten me for, I guess so, but
A tap.
he could have gotten me for a breathalyzer, but he never gave me a breathalyzer.
He never did the breathalyzer?
No, which thank
Did they
God.
have the breathalyzer back then?
No,
Yeah,
Oh, they
yeah,
must have.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
90s.
That was
but
a thing they've had forever.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm like, what was it, 1876?
I was told you always get the blood test because then that gives you an extra hour to get to the hospital.
And lose some of the alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You'd be like, no, that's not valid. I'll go to the hospital, blood test me.
I've also heard the pennies.
Pennies?
Yeah, you put
pennies in your mouth? Oh, that makes sense.
Does it?
Does it?
Does it?
I don't know. I've heard it.
Based
It's like,
on what scientific knowledge?
I think
is he
it's
saying that makes
like
sense?
high school lore.
Well, that makes sense because copper is it's a
Well, that's what I was trying to think of, like some
It's a
scientific
base,
thing,
and,
but I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Is there something else about penny? Like something else tastes like pennies?
Oh,
yeah.
Not
Period
cyanide,
blood.
oh.
Period blood.
Period blood. That's kind of an asshole is 9 volt.
Really?
Yeah, you lick a 9 volt. That's
Is it
kind of
different
like an asshole.
taste?
Well, pennies, I think, is when you're about to have a heart attack. You taste pennies or something
Oh,
like that.
a stroke or something.
Stroke,
right? Oh, yeah,
maybe,
Or
yeah.
you smell sulfur or something crazy like that. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know what I'm talking about.
This is all just House. We've just watched too much House.
I know how a house, every time he fucking figured it out.
Yep.
And every time they fought him on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You think after a while you'd be like, all right, let's just trust
He
House.
saved like
Yes.
90 kids. Yeah, just fucking let him go, man.
Yeah, haven't I
Let him
earned
run.
enough credit? That's a good point.
He's like, I'm House.
Yeah.
And yet I've watched 13 in a row of that show.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
used to
so
love that
good.
show. Yeah.
It's
We're gonna
such a
shut you down, House.
Yeah.
it's Law and Order SVU, but with the body. Like that's
Right,
basically
right.
what it is.
I love every time you see one of those like legit good English actors, and then you see him whatever, and then you see him in an interview, and you're like, well, you're English.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Like that guy from The Walking Dead.
Oh, he's English.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which guy is that? Norman Reedus? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Not the main guy. Oh, the
Yeah,
main
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I don't want.
yeah.
I didn't
show.
know he was British.
Yeah.
There's a guy on Homeland who's British who does
Really?
an American. Yeah.
Damien Fahey?
The redhead?
The redhead?
Yeah, the main guy.
The main guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I think he's lived here. But I met him once at the Cellar with Soder.
Really?
Oh,
And I think
really?
he's lived here for a while. Like he has like a less of an accent than he would have. Couldn't be a nicer guy, that guy.
Isn't that weird when your friend goes to like Australia for 2 months and comes back and he's like, "Hey, mate." And you're like,
Yeah.
The Madonna complex.
Yeah.
Like, what? How long did you live in England for?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Madonna syndrome.
Right.
Remember Madonna was English for like 10 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what
That's what he
it's
said.
Oh, that's what you just said? I did not hear it. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm so sorry. I had my ear was covered for a
You guys
second.
ever watch House?
Sorry about that.
all right. Well, Kurt's never showing up. That's
He's-
my new thought.
He's probably getting in a cab
He
now.
said he was on his way.
He said he was in a cab.
He said he was in a cab, which means like he was about to think about brushing his teeth.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I knew it when I texted him at 11:15. I was like, I guarantee. I told him. I told Donnelly. I was like, Kurt for sure was gonna be a problem. You were 50-50, and Donnelly, I was like, I have no idea.
Did you make it on
I made it
time?
early.
I made it early.
Oh my god.
I have a thing about getting places on time.
Yeah, I try to be good about it, but that red eye fucked me.
Well, yeah, it's
Would you
hard.
have to
You know.
sleep when you landed?
I got home and 2.5 hours in the cab. I should have just taken the fucking subway.
Oh, I hate it.
Because I landed at 7:30.
2.5
So then I got to
hours.
into the Uber at about 7:50, and then it was
JFK?
just boom traffic. Yeah,
It's death out there.
death. I should have taken the A.
But that ate so long.
I know, but it would have been. There's no stoplights.
no
it would have
stoplights,
just
yeah.
there's no traffic on an
Way
A.
cheaper.
At least
Way
you,
cheaper.
You would have felt, or you could have taken the air train. The air train's not bad.
No, the air train
That's what I
to the
mean.
A.
That's
To
what
the
I mean. To the A.
Oh, to the A, because
And
you can
then
take the
yeah,
air train to
forever.
Jamaica too, and then go to Penn.
Wait, what?
The air train goes to Jamaica as well, and the A is there, and then you can just take a Long Island Railroad train to Penn, and you can take the subway from there if you really
Oh, I
want
didn't
to.
know that.
Same difference.
I didn't
in
know
time,
that.
isn't it?
Um,
Talking about extra,
Also, that's
extra-
3
I don't know because
trains.
it's only 20 minutes from
If you
there.
miss the one train, then you got to like wait.
That's true. Yeah. No, you can do either one. I'm just saying, that's what it is.
But yeah, it was brutal because we're driving down Atlantic. Because he's like, I'll get off the highway sucks. And then Atlantic was brutal.
Brutal, yeah.
And then I'm looking at I see the J to my right, like above ground J. And I'm like, should I just get on that J? Should I just get on the J? And the whole time I'm thinking, should I just get on the J? And then
Keep not doing it.
keep not doing it, yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. To me, it's being in the traffic that makes it even worse. You're right, because even if you're on a train for a
Yeah,
while,
the train
you're
is moving.
Yeah, the train's moving. At least
Right.
I'm not stuck in a standstill. Because even I took a
Yes.
taxi from my house in Queens down here, and the first part of the trip, we got to the 59th Street Bridge, and it was packed. And then I saw the right before we got to the bridge, I saw the Queensboro F, and I'm like, should I just hop out and take that and go down?
Yes.
And that was coming down here, and it actually only took me 40 minutes to get down here.
I hate when you get in a cab and you're like, no, go move, go. And you're
I
like, Why are
know.
you taking longer?
I know.
I know.
You ever
I
do
hate
this?
it.
You ever like take a bus and you're on the bus and you're freaking out because the bus is in the middle of traffic?
I
And
hate
you're like,
the
I can
bus.
walk faster this.
Yes.
And then you get out and the bus
Bus
takes off.
Zooms.
Every time. The buses are better now. Those express buses they put in, I love them.
Really?
I use those all the
Oh,
time.
they don't stop?
I'm the only guy
I
who
thought-
uses them.
You mean what, up
mean
what,
the
like First
wipers.
Avenue or whatever? Or-
Yeah, First Avenue and up Third. I go to the stand a lot on the bus.
Oh yeah.
It's off at 23rd. I love it.
Oh, really?
I never take the bus for the very reason I just said, because the whole I feel like I could walk there faster.
Taken a few times, especially when I was going like crosstown, because nobody crosstown.
Crosstown
subways,
is good.
But in LA, the buses are so bad. Mm-hmm. I saw a guy pull digging around in his back and just pull shit out of his fucking sweatpants
Yeah.
and then put it back in.
This is on the bus?
Yeah, it's for like degenerates there.
Oh
At least he
god.
put it back in, though. He
At
could have
least
wiped
put
it on
it
the
back.
seat or something.
Yeah, he could have chucked it at the driver.
Somewhat considerate.
Yeah,
Oh my
Sure.
god.
yeah, I know.
I'm not even squeamish, and that would make me
There were
fucking
these
puke.
two travelers too, these two foreigners, like Germans or something, and you would just see them like, whoa, like, I have a different bus system than you.
Yeah,
You shouldn't
yeah.
be on here. You should be in a
Why
cab.
are they so much better than us? I went to
Yeah.
Amsterdam. It's like the buses are immaculate. They're all riding bikes. They're all attractive. They're all thin. They're all smart. They know more about America than I do.
Yeah.
It's amazing. They're way better.
You
And
know,
Really?
a
There's
lot of
less
people say,
crime,
oh,
no guns.
barely any homeless people.
Yes.
Take care of them.
Yes.
Everything's clean. A lot of people say it's because they pay so much in taxes. They pay 70% in taxes.
Ah, that's interesting.
It is interesting, but I went to Norway and I asked about that, and it was like, "What's 70%? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "How much is it? 60, 50?" He goes, 35.
Haha. Maybe
Oh,
that's
really?
a conspiracy that we tell each other just to
Yeah.
feel better.
Probably.
35. That's what we pay.
Yeah.
Do we pay 35?
Maybe 25, maybe 20, 25.
Really?
I assume that seems high. 30.
I never know how it works out.
35 or 40.
40.
And then you get deductions for certain things.
40's half your.
Whenever
income.
you find out what you're getting paid for something, don't you just take half off of it?
Basically.
Because I figure with it's comedy stuff. It's like with commissions and taxes. It's like, oh, that's half of it gone. Yeah.
God, that's a bitch, isn't it? You can see why people don't pay. You know, when I first started comedy, they're like, "This guy's never paying up, and we're gonna fire him." I'm like, "Why? What an asshole! Why wouldn't he pay his manager?" Now I totally get it.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of money. What'd you do? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Segura had an agent, TJ, and he said when he signed with TJ, one of the good ones, he was like, "Hey, just so you know, any gig you have already, like if you're already at Crackers, don't pay me on that. You already got that for yourself. You negotiated it yourself. I shouldn't get any of that."
Yeah, and that should be common knowledge.
A club that you work already, or just
the club that you work already?
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, and that's sort of like, that's right. You didn't help me at all, but everybody else like, no, come on, you're featuring for somebody, $50 a set. You got to give me 5 of that.
Right. Ugh, 5.
Yeah, I had a guy tell me he wanted to renegotiate my opening salary with Rogan. He should get some of that. He goes, and if it's time to renegotiate, I'm like, please don't call him. Please tell me you won't call his manager or him.
Yeah.
You need to promise me. The guy pays me so good. Do not ever call him.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't say this on the air, but I've been doing a thing. If I hit a bonus, you get an extra $500, and I just say, give me the cash. That way your agent doesn't know.
I do that with taxes.
Well, now they do.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Yeah, I'll
Seth.
pay my agent, but I'll not pay the government.
Yeah.
You ever get stiffed?
What?
You
By
get
a
stiffed?
club?
Yeah, by a club.
No, not
No.
once.
I got stiffed in Atlantic City.
By who?
The comedy spot, but that guy. What's that guy's name? Bob. Do you remember that guy's last name?
I never did that room.
Oh, it's brutal. It's so brutal that at one point I was up there.
He owes Sam some money, too.
Yeah, he does. Stam got stiffed as well. He owes me $1,600. The guy skipped out on like 15 people.
Yeah.
I think because he has like 3 comics do a half hour a piece on each show, and you're supposed to make like $2,000 for the weekend. And I took the advance in cash while I was down there, but the rest of it he owed me like $1,600.
Wow.
And this club was so bad that one of the shows.
He's paying too
Somebody
much,
heckled,
first of all.
and then actually, to his credit, he came out and talked to the heckler, and the heckler got kicked out, and people were mad the heckler got kicked out of the thing.
Really? Ugh.
It was brutal, but it was, and we hung out with him the whole week. And then when I asked the agency, my agent, and I was like, "What do you guys use?" Because it was my first time deling with it, so I go, "What do you usually do with this?" I thought there was like a process where it was like, "Oh, we're gonna put like a small claims thing," and he was like, "Could you call him?" I'm like, "Could I call him?"
That's a bad agent.
Well, it's done with now, but I mean, like, I'm like, "Can I call him?" What are you
it's like,
talking about?
What am I paying you? This is part of the thing I'm paying you for.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But, we bitch about managers, but it's nice when you get to that hotel and they go, we don't have you under here. And I just go, hey, manager, they don't have me. And he goes, I'll handle it. And then 20 minutes later, you got a hotel room. You're like, all right, I get it now.
Yeah,
I get the
totally.
manager
No, that's
thing.
worth it. Yeah. I get both of them because there's a lot of clubs I wouldn't be working unless I had an agency. Yeah.
Me too. I mean, going to William Morris was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
And he's in now. I don't know. Is that allowed?
I think so.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, buddy. Yeah.
Took a lot of talking to get you in. I'll tell you that.
Well, thank you for that. I guess. Yeah.
It was just a little.
Let's start talking about what I want to talk about. What time is it right now? What time is it?
It
is Kurt o'clock.
12:48.
Did he write back?
Oh, let me see.
I wasn't gonna wait for him anyway, but I thought we would like fuck around until he got here.
Yeah. We don't need him.
12:48.
No, he does. I don't see him writing back.
Yeah, hour and a half I wrote him ago, and he's like, "I just woke up. Brush your teeth and come." Anyway,
Yeah.
he
Brush
shouldn't
your
be getting
teeth.
$100. He should be getting like 70,
60.
60.
It's like taxes in Norway.
All right. Put it away, addict.
Yeah. Oh, my phone. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You looked at it. You're like, oh, now I got to check everything.
Yeah. You know it. Who knows better than Ari about checking your phone?
I want to do a thing. I want to start a thing where everybody, I don't know, like a week per year where you just you don't give up your smartphone, but you take all the apps off your phone, and then you just observe how addicted everyone else is.
Oh,
Because
dude.
you're not going to be on there.
You don't even need to take all the apps off. You just got to take. For me, I take Facebook off sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm saying all social media.
Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff. And then just see how, like, you'll actually be more social. And then also, like, you'll see other people at dinner, like, going through their shit. And you're like, come on.
Yeah.
Have a conversation.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? There's that hump of awkwardness. And once you get over that, it's bliss on the other side. But no one wants to get over that hump. It's that initial weirdness of like, oh, it's kind of quiet. No one's saying anything. But then you try to say something and you try to make a move and then boom.
Yeah.
You're in. And then you're in. And it's fine.
You had to do that as kid. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we had to do it as kids.
As kids, you had to do it. It was weird. Like, who's this new friend? Remember how awkward it was? You had your head. You were looking at your shoes.
Someone sits down,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's like,
Yeah,
but
and then
now
you
you
get
have
over,
a-
and then you're sleeping over and hugging and great, wrestling
yeah.
But now it's like you have a security blanket you can go right to.
right to
I
it.
have 500 friends on with me. I'll
Yeah,
just go to them.
Yeah,
If you don't have, I don't have Facebook on my phone, and then I look up at one moment, everybody in the room will be on their phone.
that's
like,
true.
It's insane.
That's true. But
It's
you go
crazy.
to, you go to a bar. Remember when you used to go to a bar and you're like, I
To
gotta
meet people.
find somebody. Yeah, I gotta make this work. And it was scary,
Yeah.
but it always paid off a little bit.
Yeah, my friend told me that I was like, when I moved here, he was like, it's tough. I don't know how to meet people. He goes, oh, here's how you meet people, because he used to live here. But pre-smartphones. He was like, you go to a bar, you order a beer, you drink that beer, then you order another one. He goes, halfway through that second beer, you will be talking to someone.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Just what
absolutely.
happened. But not now with smartphones. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone's just waiting for someone or
Yep.
not looking around to you.
Yeah.
And you're not looking.
It's
And they're
making everybody more awkward. That's what it's happening.
Yeah.
Because even now, like if you're not on your phone and you do try to talk to somebody, and like I had it where, like even this weekend, I was like these girls that came to the show. I'm like, hey, if you want, I'm going around the corner to get a beer. If you want to go. I'm not creepy. I'm married. I'm not being a creep. Like you have to like preface it by being like, I'm not being a creep.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
so
talking
true.
to you.
Everything is. If you're
Yeah.
not in your phone the whole time,
Right.
you're a creep all of a sudden.
And remember when you were younger, or maybe even not even younger, a few years ago, people had like guys had like gift of gab. Remember gift of gab
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
who could
yeah.
just yap it up and talk like
Yeah,
like
it's you.
run a room. No, I don't. I wish I was as good, but like a guy like Jay Larson or somebody like that who
yeah.
can just like smooth like a silver tongue.
Yeah.
Just talk velvety. All this
Oh,
shit.
those guys are great to have around.
Great guy to have around and not filter. They just talk. They don't even think about it and like tell story. They always have a great story. Like that's kind of gone now.
Yeah, it
Hey, what's your
is.
name? Samantha? Margaret? Hey, I'm Jay. Oh, you guys, tell me you saw the fucking bounce out.
Yeah, exactly. yes, yes, that's the guy.
Come on over, Jay.
Right,
You
exactly.
just stand next to him like, huh? We're all talking?
Right,
We're all
right.
talking?
Exactly. That's gone. I mean, it's amazing now. You call a girl and she's like, who is this fucking
Oh, I've been
this
calling people
manly
since I've been
man?
back for my show and everything else. And this girl I was dating, I've been gone 4 months. She was like, wow, you called. And I was like, yeah, I can't text you after 4 months.
right.
Everybody I call for the show, it's like, see how they're doing. It's like, half of them won't answer.
Yeah, exactly. Then they text you, "What's up?"
Yeah, let's talk for 5 minutes.
I know, but you call a girl,
Hey,
you're
buddy.
like Burt Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
One time I texted Bobby Kelly to ask him about a phone that came out because we both like technology.
Yeah.
And he called me and yelled at me for texting him.
He hates
Oh,
text.
yeah, some people
he
do
hates
Apollo.
text.
Screamed at me on
Some
the
of them
phone.
Yeah.
call. It's kind of, it's refreshing and weird when some people do, like, just call me already. It's like, we're having fun texting.
I know. Texting is fun. It's
'Cause,
fun.
yeah, well,
it's like
'cause sometimes
passing notes.
it depends on your mood. Sometimes if
Depends
you're
on
like,
your mood.
well,
Yeah.
I'm watching something, I can jump back and forth. You
Yeah.
know,
I
it is
learned-
kind of convenient sometimes.
That's great, especially with your parent. I don't want to talk to my parents. I'd rather text my mom. I love it. But one time I asked Bobby Kelly, we were doing like some fest. I can't remember what it was. And I go, hey, man, I saw you doing your podcast.
text.
Can I, on text, can I get on it if you need another guy? And he called me, and I was like, oh, here we go. And he just goes, no, and hung up. That was pretty great.
That's great.
Also, the hang-up move was great. You go,
Oh, yeah.
oh, hey, man, one more question. And then click.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Baldinger really bad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got back. I'm with Abrams, and we're all talking. And Baldinger's like, "Is Ari home? Is he back?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I knew a minute before I got the phone that I'm going to hang up on him.
Right.
And then eventually, I'm like, "Hey, let me talk to him." And so he goes, "Oh yeah, hold on 1 second. Ari wants to talk to you." And I just get him like, "Hey, buddy, what's happening?" Hang up.
So good.
Get him talking to
Never
nobody.
fails. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
And there's that
to.
initial moment where the guy's like looks at the phone. Oh yeah, he got me.
What? When did it just? Oh.
Yeah.
Or some people who don't get it and call you back. For
Right,
2 guys.
right.
Oh, you can hang out with him
That's
again.
You're like, we got disconnected. Oh, great, I can try it again.
Yeah.
Right,
All right.
right.
Yeah. So anyway, so how you? I'm sorry. How have you been doing?
Yeah.
I just
Right.
just getting disconnected.
Just let them go.
But not to bring it back to comedy, but that's what the tough crowd was. It was just a bunch of guys yapping around a table, ball busting. That was like an art form. That was a
it's a pretty
thing.
fun show.
Sure.
Remember when you were a kid, you'd look at that and go, "Oh, these guys are so fun."
Yes.
And I think
you wanted to
that's
hang out with
gone.
them.
Yeah, you wanted to hang out with them, even though it was terrifying. But yeah, that's kind of gone. You look at the Cellar Table now; we're all just looking at our phones.
Yeah.
Looking at phones. Yeah.
So I got to ask.
Yeah.
I know you've probably just been bamboozled and talked to about this trip so much, but I'm so curious.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we were talking about you while you were gone, like you were William Wallace. He's 8 feet tall. He's got a giant Jew nose, and all this shit.
Wait, what did people say while I was gone?
Oh my God! Just like how cool it is. You're your own guy. You're against the grain. You're doing what you want. You had mystique. You grew mystique.
There was a legend.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it was great. That's hilarious. People are like, where is he?
Yeah. You were talked about like a mythology character.
It's like you went on a walkabout.
Yes. You had a walking stick and a fucking headdress.
For a 9-foot beard. Mm-hmm. I'll talk about it later.
I mean, I don't even care about the trip. Was it hard? Was it like...
No, it was super easy.
Really?
Super easy. Safe, easy. None of that shit is what they sell it as. There's moments of loneliness, of like utter loneliness.
Talk about having to be forced to talk to
day.
people, like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
You have to spur up conversations.
Yeah,
because you're probably not getting great cell service
I
out
was
there.
as social as I was in college.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, you see people at hostels, and you're just like, "What are you guys doing?" And sometimes you'd be like, "Oh, we're going to this." I'm like, oh, "Okay," but sometimes you'd be like, "I don't know. We thought we'd check out this there's this circle train around the city, and it's supposed to be like really cool." And you're just like, either you say or they say. They might say, "You want to come?" Or you're just like, "Can I come?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure."
Look at that.
It's like, I met yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like camp.
Yeah, it's your first day, and everyone's being social.
Right. But also, you have to use skills you forgot about. Like, you don't have Google Maps, so you're back on a map.
Or ask somebody, how do I get here?
Yes.
That's easy, too. You're on a fucking motorcycle somewhere, and you're like, hey, which is the way to Remela? Is it that way or that way? And they point, and you're like, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stop there for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Look, you just ask anybody.
But even the motorcycle, where'd you get the motorcycle? You could have looked up motorcycle prices on Google,
Yeah.
All that. It's back to the basics.
That is the cool thing. Everything became an adventure.
Yes. There
Just
you
going
go.
to the market, getting a bus to a next city. It all became an adventure.
So did you not use your phone at all the whole time, or did you have it
I had
for
a
like
Wi-Fi thing for making like airline stuff.
Yeah.
And I had an email for like a new email for when I met people out there.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but no access to like this email that I have here.
Oh, that's great.
But it was so cool seeing, because every now and then on Facebook it would pop up, you were like with your arm around some guy on a fucking mountaintop in China, and you're like, he's alive, he's doing it.
Yeah. Take a picture, like, what's your Facebook? I'm like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, and then you start I'm sitting in my little apartment envisioning, like, what's he doing now? Is he at a temple? Is he at a synagogue?
Would you do it, Mark? Because you went away for 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
4
Was
months.
it 4 months?
Yeah,
4
4 months.
No,
That's what he said.
Jeez, that flew by.
January 3rd.
Where would you go if you did it?
I wouldn't go to China. That's too much. I would go to like probably Europe. I'd wuss out and go
Cold
to
for
Europe.
I would love to go to Europe in when it's warmer.
Yeah.
I mean, May through September would be fucking wonderful there.
Oh, dude. Spain and England and
you don't
France.
look like a foreigner.
Yeah,
so you can
right.
Blend in just by keeping your mouth shut.
Right,
You can't blend in. My friend said that had someone said this to them. He's like, I don't want to take a camera around with me because, I don't want to like look like a tourist. And someone's like, you're wearing shorts and a baseball cap and you're white in fucking Myanmar. Like, what do you think? He's like, yeah, I'll bring the camera.
You might as well be Big Bird.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically what's
Wearing
happening.
Dre's Beats.
That's what I heard. I heard when you go to Japan or you go to China, and if you're blonde, especially, they freak out and they start taking pictures with you in the
wanna
middle of
take
Tokyo
pictures. Yeah.
because
Tell you to hold their baby.
Well, there's just billions of them. So when there's one who's not like them.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's also
so
the
many
rural
Asians.
people who are visiting the big city. They're like, wow, I've never seen one of those.
Yeah.
Right. Which is funny because if we did that to them here, we'd look like assholes.
Yeah, there's also enough of them.
There's
here,
enough of
but
them,
it's
that's
like,
true.
I've seen that color.
Well, that's what it is. There's
Would
not
you
many.
go and do something like that, Donnelly?
Absolutely, I would
You
love.
would.
Oh, you would?
sure.
But you got a wife and a kid on the way.
I would get a divorce and do it.
Shut the fuck up.
I would love to. I'm saying hypothetically, I can't do it right now, but I would have loved to.
Yeah.
See, I'm not worried about the travel or the meeting people. I'm worried about the career fizzling.
out.
Yeah, missing out.
That's what fucking Joe List said about me going to Edinburgh. He's like, aren't you worried about like falling behind? I was like,
Well, that's work.
I'm going to tape a special and I
Yeah.
have a TV show. I don't know.
No, that's work
And I'm
still.
working out material.
Right. And there's
Yeah.
other comics there. Yeah, that's
that's
not
comedy.
missing out at all.
A lot
That's
of people
comedy.
go there, and people go, "Oh, where are they?" You go, "Oh, Edinburgh." Oh, okay. Because
Yeah, No,
actually,
Hannibal did a special
you're doing
there.
more than you would do here. You're doing
Right.
an hour a
Yeah,
night.
an hour a
Yeah,
night.
good point.
I understand the missing out. That's the only thing where it's like, it ain't really for someone who's like 6 years into comedy where you're like, no, I got to be on stage every night. I can't
Right.
be doing that.
But not just that, like, Joe List wedding or a big party or Montreal or stuff like that, or a festival. Everybody's at Moon Tower. I'd be like, shit, I'm missing out.
But you're missing out, but he's not, because he comes back with all this.
I know, but
go to
I'm
the
such
next
a
Moon
nut.
Tower.
I got FOMO real bad.
What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apply
I didn't know that was a thing.
to the world.
You're right. I'm an idiot. I realize it's dumb, but I have it bad.
I get FOMO when I picked a country and it's like, but I want to go there and there and there and there.
That's
and
way
you just
better.
gotta pick one and go, I guess.
Yeah. That makes way more sense.
The only thing I did close to this was, and it was here. We drove when I was 21. We drove across the country.
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds
That's
amazing.
cool.
It was
We
awesome.
should do that as comedians.
We should do that.
Yeah.
We could do that in 3 weeks.
We could film it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Or does that ruin it?
It ruins it.
I saw your face.
You gotta wait.
See? I'm still going career here.
Everyone's contrived. Everyone's
Yeah,
acting instead of just
you're right.
being-
I didn't know.
You're
I realized
right.
Mark was so concerned with branding.
Well, I just want to that could be content. Why waste it?
Everyone does that. Everyone's
You're
on
right.
this tour. They've all filmed their tours. The comedians of comedy and the fucking
Yep.
Dan Cook, one of the only ones.
Tourgasm.
And I don't guarantee they didn't have a great time.
You're right.
They were just like, all right, you can't just let's say you're traveling somewhere and you're like, this is a train. Oh, fucking run. Let's run. It's like, you can't do that with a crew behind you.
You got
That's
a
true.
point. Yeah.
Everything's too set up on those
Right.
things. It's a good point.
And then people see you have a camera in their face.
Yeah.
You're not
yeah,
really
yeah.
meeting a random.
And to be honest, you don't have to film it because you can still take pictures, and that will people know you're on the tour and they see the
Sure.
pictures. It's like almost doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just think about it. You film it, you put it out as a special, unless it's a Netflix special. It's going to end up online anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You could do a podcast series from along the way.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Record for an hour a day or something.
Well,
along
who
the
was?
road.
What's her name? And I don't know if she still does comedy or not. Jessica. Remember Jessica? That girl, Jessica. She kind of does. I think she does a lot of open mics. No, Jessica Watkins.
Oh yeah.
And she did a thing where she
that's right.
She walked. She wanted to walk across the country.
That's right. Yeah.
But then I found out that that's not what happened. I think she flew certain places
She
and then would
cheated.
walk when she got there. And I was like, oh, I thought it was because when I heard that story, she's like, I want to do a walking tour with comedy and going and walking.
Yeah.
And she was filming it.
literally walking.
And
to
I was
the-
like, that seems impossible to me.
Yeah.
And then I found out, I'm like, oh no, she got she was hitchhiking and then
Right.
she was flying to certain spots and stuff like that. I think.
I mean, she did a lot. She showed
She did
photos.
a lot of stuff,
She was
yeah.
in Montana. She's in Philly. She's in Detroit. But
I know a girl who did when those people say they're going to do something and then just do a little bit short.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
fuck
exactly.
you. You're like, but I did a lot. You're like, fuck
right. I think a lot of girls need to do some trip like that because guys do it, but I think a lot of girls sounds sexist, but I don't know if they all have it in them because they like a pamper.
Well, I don't know if it's a
lot of men
pamper or if
like
it's a
pamper
if it's
too,
a
That's true. Men like paper too,
it's
but
maybe a safety thing, to be honest.
oh yeah, you got a
If
point
you're
there.
a girl, you got to kind of watch out a little bit when you're, especially by yourself. A woman could, and this sounds sexist too, but it's true, could not do exactly what Ari did.
'Cause of the
by yourself,
safety?
it's way more dangerous.
You are
Right.
wrong. That's you're right about. There are certain preventions. That's the wrong word, but that they have to take. in
Yeah,
order to-
precautions.
Precautions, yeah.
Yeah.
That they have to take, but they absolutely can do it. And
They could do
I
it.
met women that are going solo for way longer than me.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay, good.
That's
Great.
not what I meant. That they couldn't. That they didn't. I'm saying that there's a different process.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch your back as much as
They're
they
more
do.
targets.
They're more
Not
targets.
for sexual abuse, but as much as you're easy to beat up and steal your phone.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah. Or even
And then
sexual
also
abuse.
the sexual abuse stuff.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I told you that girl was gone for 5.5 years. She had
Jesus.
one thing
Yeah, that's
happened to her.
crazy.
She had her cell phone robbed. She was worried, this guy's going to rape me. We're down an alley. But that most guys aren't rapists, and the guy had no intention of raping her. He just stole her phone.
There you go.
Yeah. That's nuts. That she's been living.
5.5.
Tell Mark about that.
What is she running from, huh?
She just likes being
She's on the
doing
road.
stuff.
She lives on a $20 a day budget. He said,
Wow.
"I can't even." That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then when she needs cash, she just goes and works somewhere
Oh,
and then
my
goes back.
God.
To some,
In some
that's so
countries,
cool.
some things. So you're still traveling while you're working. So you pull up fucking,
Wow.
a banker somewhere for a while.
I bet
Or
she's happier than us.
Man, she's
Oh,
so
absolutely.
happy.
Was she hot?
She's very pretty.
Oh, interesting.
She's pretty.
All right.
She's travel very pretty.
Yeah. It's hard to.
Yeah.
Travel very pretty.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Minimalist documentary yet?
No.
It's catching fire.
Oh, is that from the guy from the TED Talk about getting rid of all your stuff?
Yes.
Is that the same guy?
It's blowing up. It's two guys. I think it's one of them is that guy.
I saw one of those TED Talks.
Yeah, it's
No,
cool.
but I have watched Extreme Couponers though. Just kind of on the
Was it
same.
about getting rid of everything and taking
Yeah.
all your space?
They were both Wall Street guys making, $600,000 a year. They both had, nice cars, loft apartment with windows all over New York, and they just got rid of everything. And now they're traveling the world, telling everybody about it. They're loving it.
This is all I have.
So they're on the road all the time, those guys?
Yeah.
For 4 months. This is my bag.
4 months.
That's all you need.
Wow.
So you just find a spot to wash your clothes and stuff, and then
Find some place to wash your clothes. You got to either do it in a sink or do it and then you just got to be there the next day because they have to wash it and dry it in the clothesline, so it takes 24 hours.
Oh wow!
But so if you're leaving the next morning, you can't do it. But if you're leaving the next afternoon, you can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick your spots, and then also there's sink. So if you wash 2 days worth of clothes,
And did you
Yeah.
have a mapped out trail, or did you literally just went from place to place as
see what came up. What
Yeah.
people said.
Ooh,
That's
living.
awesome.
Jesus, Kurt coming from, I think he's going to your place in L.A.
He's not coming. He's not coming. Let's talk about balding a little bit. Because
All right, cool.
I'm looking at you, Donnelly. I think you're the worst one.
Wow.
Well, no, let me see you. Well, yeah, I am the
But
worst one.
something about that,
Well,
you're
what?
clearly balding, but it's not a problem at all. Like,
No,
you're-
it's not a
you're-
problem at all.
I got the
You know why?
spot
Yeah, but
here.
I have the spot
It shows up
too.
in pictures.
You know what helps?
Oh, that's a bummer.
Your darker hair. Oh yeah, pictures. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Pictures.
You think you're fine, then you see a picture of somebody's wedding, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, but
I saw.
right now you're great, and no one thinks of you as bald. That's how you got to think of it. No one goes Ari bald. You go Mike Fenoya bald.
Bald.
I think me.
John Fish bald.
Sean
you don't
Donnelly?
think you was bald either.
No, wear a hat. You wear a hat a lot.
I wear a hat a lot.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm like. I'm trying to be Mike O'Malley. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. He just wore a hat his whole. Now I don't think he does. He does like
Is he bald?
He's bald as bald
Is he
can be.
really?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
See, I didn't
He
even
was the
know.
Boston sports guy on those commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good commercials.
And then he
Yeah.
was on a sitcom called Yes Dear, and then
Yep.
he was in Glee, but in Glee he has no hat. But
Oh,
literally,
yeah.
I used to.
He's the straight father of the gay.
Yes.
Yeah. He's.
I love you no matter what.
But that guy wears a hat for the first 20 years of his career. Like he in that sitcom, they'd have him in a tuxedo and he'd have a hat on, like
Oh,
like a
really?
ball cap, like a baseball cap. Yeah.
Interesting.
He just wear a hat no matter what. And I'm like, if I
Well-
can pull that off, I'd be fine.
The game has changed because back in the day, if you were bald, you were like you couldn't be a leading man in a
You're
movie.
fucked.
But now
Yeah.
it's Statham, The Rock, Vin Diesel, all
Oh,
in the
yeah.
same
You
movie.
just got to shave.
What's
You
that?
just got to shave.
He's got to shave and have some stubble. And you're
Or
good.
honestly, that new Buzz side cut, really, I've seen a lot of bald guys. You get Buzz on the side, nothing on top, or just a couple specks on top. And
Yeah.
it's way more okay.
Yeah, specs
Then
are okay.
When I was growing up, you get like your length hair on the side, and then when you have nothing or a comb over, it looks like ugh.
Oh, that was
Oh
bad.
yeah,
That
no,
was bad.
Buzz. Yeah. I do. I just do all around. I do a no clip all around. But this is a little
no
bit grown
clip?
in, but I do a no clip all around.
What do you mean, shaved to bare?
So bare, not bicked, but like the buzzer. Yeah,
Yeah.
zero
That's-
clip on the buzz.
I think you're handling it perfectly.
I think it looks good. Let me see. Yeah, it looks great.
but if you look,
It doesn't look that bald. You don't look at somebody like that
You
and
look
go,
at the back though.
yeah.
The back is brutal. You know,
No,
actually,
your back is more
it's
than
not that
me.
bad.
Back's better than the front.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
you're right about pictures then, because I saw a picture of myself and I was petting a dog and somebody took a picture, and it looks like those pictures, like you get horrified, like when somebody shows you a picture of the inside of their mouth when they
Yes,
get like
yes.
a cavity or something. You're like, oh, because in a picture on a flash, I guess, or when it's in a photo, I look way balder. Like this part where it flattens out looks way thinner. I don't know why I'm going this part on a podcast, but the top part area,
The crown,
looks-
they call it.
the crown.
Yeah.
Because why?
Looks way lighter.
Is that where the hair shifts tides or whatever it's called?
Maybe.
I think because if it's gone on the top, it's more of a eyesore than if it's gone on in the power alleys.
Dude,
they
I was
call
at
them.
Renazisi's wedding, and I was sitting at the table by the door where everyone comes in, like now announcing the first time as man and wife, and like the father. So all the pictures were just this fucking shiny.
Of
my
you?
back was of this
Oh.
shiny spot.
I got to be honest with you, R. I took a shot when we were in Montreal last year of Joe List eating an ice cream cone, and you're in the back pointing at something, and you're back, and I didn't post it because of that.
Oh, really?
I didn't want to do it. I didn't know if that was rude. I didn't want to hurt you. But it was a great shot, but yeah.
But it's like, but right now, when you look at Ari head on, you don't look. I don't
You look
think of his
great.
bald. Yeah,
Because you can have just a forehead. Like the Sklar brothers, you don't think of as bald, but they're all forehead.
forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you. The back is always the danger zone. Like,
Yeah.
but not for you. You don't have balding on the back of your head.
What do
I'm,
you got? What do you
I'm,
got?
Let me see the top of your head.
The top is thinning.
Oh, yeah, but it's still full enough, dude.
I
Yeah,
keep
you're
it long. I
full.
keep it long.
You got,
And
then
then-
the high V. Sometimes.
I got a big
Yeah, but
V. Yes,
that's-
that's true.
but that's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, but that's not like bald yet. You're still good for a while.
But-
now the thing is, but also the way that your head is, you can hold on to that for the rest of your life. Like, how is your dad?
You could
It's
hold
the
on.
mom side. It's not
Oh,
the
is that
dad.
true though? 'Cause
Yeah, but it's that
I have the
my
same-
brother's full.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
I
a
also,
bitch, isn't it?
I have
Yeah,
the
it
same
is.
hair. I look like my dad, dude. I look exactly like my dad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My
It's by
dad's
your
hanging
mom.
on.
It's by your mom. But who made that up? Is that true?
That's Judaism too.
It's by the mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But your mom's never bald. So you're talking about it's by your mom's brother.
Mom's dad. That's
dad.
where it comes from. They say we should. Oh, how do you get him out of buzz?
Oh.
Now it's a burden having
Give
him.
him $15.
Oh, wow. Hey, you made it.
How's it going?
What's up, dude? Kurt Metzger, everybody. Get on a mic.
Here? Yeah, that chair is.
We're talking about balding.
Yeah, what?
We've
Why
already
are
gotten
you
the topic
Mark
a little
here?
bit. Why is Mark here?
I'm thinning.
He's
Really?
the least. We're on all stages
He
of
fucking banged my friend that only bang guys with a lot of hair.
Wait, who?
Really?
Haircut Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. Yeah.
Haircut Jesse.
Yeah, she wouldn't hook up with me because she didn't have. I didn't
That's
have the
right.
hairstylist hair.
That's right.
We had like a thing, but couldn't.
Oh,
she was like,
really?
every time it was like gonna maybe. She's like,
You have to have a good head of hair. She won't do it.
yeah.
Great in the sack.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you say real tomcat as you say it about everyone?
I'd say more of a firecracker.
Who is it?
This friend of his.
Oh, okay.
Boy, Kurt, you're so thin. You look great.
Yeah, well, it's disease.
Ah, yes.
Was it Crohn's?
No.
You really do have 4 stages of baldness here.
Yeah. I think Donnelly's.
The most.
Although he's just
Kurt's
got a longer.
Kurt's got that big long forehead thing.
But the forehead's fine. Girls are fine with a forehead.
Yeah, it doesn't
What's
look
your
as
back
bald.
like? What's the back of your head
Let me
like?
turn.
You got both
Yeah,
spots.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, were you? I mean, because I remember this is like 3 years ago. I was walking out of the cellar, and you go, "Hey, man, get Rogaine now. Do it now. I wish I had done it earlier."
Not Rogaine, Propecia.
That was it, Propecia.
You still take it?
And I'm on it.
Yeah, but I
Propecia's a spray.
I forget to take
No,
it. I should-
Rogaine
pill.
I should do it more. No, the pill. You got to
Rogaine
take a
is-
pill.
okay.
You do both is the best thing.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I
No, when I met you too at Montreal, you were like, "Oh, I've been off for like 3 weeks. You can already see it going. I gotta get back on."
I don't care. I'm gonna be 40 this month.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh,
Gives a
yeah.
shit.
That's the thing.
Who gives a
At some
shit?
level, it's like, yeah, I'm supposed to be bald now.
If you're like 30 or something, you're like, it's more of a, like, oh God.
Yeah, I've never cared about my
Come
hair.
on. You never had
never
that
care?
mirror moment where you're like, ah, shit, there it goes.
No, the only recently I've been like, holy cow, it got way worse than I realized. When I saw that picture, and then certain times when I look on the top of my head, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's the thing. But I've always wore my hair short, and that's why it snuck up on me. It didn't sneak up on me. I knew I was bald,
Yeah.
but not this bald. You know?
Right, but
Yeah.
there's millions and millions of dudes right now, finance guys, like, freaking out.
So the first time I saw you, you meet Rogan, and I think it was in Montreal at that.
Yeah.
Comedy
Rogan
Nest?
was really depressed about it.
But you were like immediately. But you met him. You're like, "Oh, hey, this is my friend Kurt, friend Joe." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And you were like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, what do you take for your hair? You do anything?"
Yeah. How you hold,
Oh, really?
I think I said how you hold your hair. You know who I asked? What's his name formerly from the Soup, the community guy,
Mikhail.
Joe McK-
Because remember, he had like my amount of baldness in
What?
the Burger. No, he had a Donnelly amount in the Burger King commercials he was in.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Nobody
Now he has
remembers?
full head of hair.
Oh,
No,
I
you
remember
gotta pull
every
that up.
fucking. You don't remember the Burger King commercials with him?
And he got rid of. What did he do? He started taking.
He must have got some kind of amazing surgery.
Yeah.
Well,
he must have had the Hollywood stuff. I'm gonna.
He
look
had,
this up.
Brian Callen got. I don't know how his hair is now, but Brian Callen.
It's pretty thin.
Well, he had gotten a transplant years ago. There's another
Really?
comic. Yeah.
That feels risky to me.
Oh, another comic haircut Jesse bangs. He had a hair transplant. So you get a hair transplant, Ari and bang.
Okay, but okay. Would
And
you
I
guys
didn't
ever
know, by
get
the way.
that?
Nah.
No.
Not now. You got to get
No.
it young because if you get it like a certain age, it won't heal right.
And also
you'll
people will
get
be
like
like,
that fucking.
They're gonna look at you and say-
Bald.
Yeah, nobody
me
remembers
see.
this.
Let me see.
Now he's got fucking Dragon Ball Z hair.
Oh, my God.
Here's the best
Can I see?
picture. It's before and after. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look
so-
at that.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, shit.
So I interviewed him for something.
Yeah, but it didn't shatter.
I
Sorry.
interviewed him for
sounded like a
something.
bro.
Okay.
Some
you do
Comedy
it.
Central things, like a red carpet thing, and I was like, "How you holding your hair in?" I just wanted to know.
Really?
genuinely- Yeah.
Wait,
you know what? Not even on the microphone. I asked him off. He'll never tell.
Do Seth MacFarlane and Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is open about he got
Really?
plugs or whatever you
Jimmy
call it.
Kimmel yeah, be open. Why are you hiding it? Just be like, "Oh yeah, I got plugs."
And it looks amazing.
If they're really good, then I would say something. Then when they suck, you'd be like, "I told you I had plugs. What do you want?"
All right, here's the question. If somebody said, for $1 million, full head of hair again forever, would you do it?
For $1 million?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Earn $1 million? Would I earn
No,
$1 million
no. Would you pay
just for the hair? Yeah, sure.
Be what?
Yeah,
Be
I
what?
would do it.
to be full head, like 100%?
$1 million.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you wait a couple of years till it comes down?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Oh, wait a couple of years.
Is it?
All right.
I would do it. I would definitely do it. Wait, and you have the million, or you're just saying if you
Well,
have
you
the
got to
million?
pay $1 million. I don't know if you have it or not.
They have to kill Syrian war
Yeah,
orphans.
Jimmy has some high forehead in certain spots.
Oh yeah, Seth MacFarlane
yeah.
too, and I'm sure. What was the guy? Piven. Piven looked like shit.
So the,
See, I'm very-
issue with the plugs is that it's going to look terrible.
Yes.
Unless you're a
Not
millionaire.
necessarily,
Yeah,
but
that's the
you
that's
still
the worry.
people still lose hair, so then you lose the hair around
Exactly.
Oh,
the
and then you only have hair up front, and,
And
then
then if-
nothing all the
And
way
it's,
around.
It's doll hair too.
plug. Well, yeah, and then also if you're the doll hair thing happens because if people that are older get it and their scalp doesn't heal.
Gross.
It's like it's like a dark. I mean, it's
Burr
like,
had a bit about it getting
Ant
it.
legs.
He goes, "You don't want to get it now." I mean, you do want to get it now. You don't want to get it 20 years ago, right? When he said it looks like you had stapled ant legs
Yeah.
to your forehead.
they
Wow,
supposedly
Seth MacFarlane
they're
had it
cloning
bad,
it
too.
now.
he
Like,
was
they-
bad.
He was bad. Now he's
let
good.
me see his.
You see it right through there.
Where?
In there, you can see right through the scalp. There,
Oh, yeah.
lustrous.
See, I'm hair gullible. Like I see people with hair, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
me
just their
too.
hair.
Most people do.
I got a
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
I got a
most
friend
people.
that I didn't know he had a toupee on the whole time.
Whoa.
Who's that?
Greg
I don't want to
Rogel?
say because he's
I
he's
think
not
so.
out.
Oh, really?
but I didn't know. And Big J's like that. He's fucking dumb. Like he had a friend who he just thought and he would wear heavy metal wigs when he was younger.
Oh, wow.
His friend's older brother, who they used to call brother, and he used to he had like his heavy metal long hair, but it'd be all different styles, like clearly different wigs. He had like Tina Turner wigs
Yeah, you
on.
can't do that. You can't.
And Jen's like, I just thought he had really cool hair.
it's not a weave.
Tina
You can't.
Turner wigs.
The other guy I know, my friend's like, yeah, I think his dad, because it's like in his family, like he just one day tells him and they lower it on his head like Darth Vader.
My dad's
His
friend
thing comes out and the toupee comes down.
My dad's friend got one, and they messed up. The hair, it was like a hair surgery. It was like a scalp surgery, and they messed up, and now he has a giant scar across his forehead.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Jude Law and Bruce Willis kind of just rode with it, and they made it work.
Jude
Yeah.
Law must have
Bruce
something,
Willis
though,
more than
'cause
Jude Law.
has like a forelock that seems like
Isn't he gorgeous?
Oh, he's a good-looking guy, but he just had that. He's got the poof in the middle and nothing around, like the island.
Really?
Yeah,
The poof in the middle, yeah.
that goes a long way.
That's what I'm going to get, I think. This
I
goes-
don't
it's
know
gonna go
if you're
around it.
lucky.
You know what it is? We all don't have bad. You have a bad shaped head. You don't have a bad shaped head, right? Like a poorly
I
shaped
don't
head.
know.
Until you shave it, you don't really know.
Yeah,
you never know till you shave it.
You
It's
don't know.
true,
Do you ever shave it?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You shaved it bald? Mm-hmm. Like Gomez looks good bald.
Yeah,
that works. Yeah,
Bruce Willis
He's
just
a brown,
lucked out.
though.
Bruce Willis had like a perfectly shaped head,
great head.
so he's fine.
I remember I had an ex-girlfriend when I was like, maybe I was like 30 or something, or 20, and I was like, oh, I'm going to lose my hair. She goes, oh, you could maybe just wear some really cool hats. I want to punch her through a wall with his hand. I want to be a guy that wears really cool hats.
Yeah, the fedora.
I'm too tall to be wearing.
Fedora? What?
Yeah, no, I'm too tall to be a hat guy. It's a shorter man's game.
Oh, I guess it is.
You'd have to get
You know
a
what's
hat
so
rack
funny
for your
is
apartment.
It's you can't be half Big Bird and then walking around with like really cool hats.
No, I'm not trying to call
It's already
myself.
too much. Like whatever recedes into the background.
it's funny because you're right about the hat thing, and then also one time I was talking to Norman. I'm like, I want to get Jordans, like high top Jordan. He's like, you can't. You look like a midget, and you're too short to have.
You gotta be
Jordans.
tall to have a high
You gotta
top.
have tall to have a high top. Yeah, totally.
To a high
That's funny how that
yeah.
works.
Yeah. Yeah, nice shoes.
Wasn't I with you? Oh no, I wasn't with you. I thought I was with you when I got them.
I don't think so.
Where were we?
But yeah, I'm taking Propecia, and there's always side effects.
Yeah.
It's taking my beard away. See that?
Oh, let me see.
That's
Oh.
Propecia.
How do you know that?
Oh, you
Because-
What does it take from one spot and put in the other?
I guess, like literally.
Why do you think
Because
it's Propecia?
I had a full beard my whole adult life, and now it's gone because I've started taking Propecia.
Whoa,
Isn't that
but-
weird?
Yeah, but that's a better.
I've never heard of that
Of
as a side
course.
effect, though. Did your doctor tell you that?
I haven't checked with a doctor, and I have no proof of this.
I don't think
but
that's that.
What else could
What
it
else
be?
would it be? Would it maybe just nature?
Nature.
That can happen. That can
But
happen.
right there, I mean, it could be that thing, but like at the same time, I could see a correlation. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's
Well, it's not
never
why
happened.
not. It's
Someone
just
natural drug.
why not anything. But it's just not a
Yeah.
thing I've ever heard as a
But
symptom.
are you mostly
I
clean
wonder if
shaven?
it
Or you
is.
mostly
The reason they
have beard?
discovered it is because it
Like
made
this.
people have hair and like made people grow hair. Because the reason hair you would, I mean, I don't know. The reason you lose hair is that it's what it's stopping is that
Testosterone, right?
Yeah, DHT, dihydro something testosterone, and that wouldn't.
But wouldn't that
make you
affect
lose
a
hair.
beard? Because this is...
It wouldn't make you lose hair.
Propecia affect beard.
Aha.
Let's see.
Google.
Since DHT stimulates beard growth, blocking DHT with finasteride would tend to inhibit its growth. In practice, it does not seem to be the case. We don't find that alopecia has any effect on facial hair.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess I could have Googled that 6 months ago. All right. So it's not. So what the hell is it? So can you Google
So
dying?
Mark's dying.
Yeah. I got something. I got like an old scurvy or something.
An old man's disease.
Yeah.
You
There
know,
used to be hair there.
What?
There used to be hair there. It's gone
Used to
now.
be hair there 6 months ago. I have photos.
Really?
Full black hair down there.
Wow.
Maybe what if you shaved? Did you try
There is
shaving
that
and then
disease
growing it
where
back in?
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
lose it in spots, just hair in one spot like that.
Oh, yeah?
There is some disease.
Is that the only symptom?
What is it? Norman syndrome? There's no name until now.
I've heard of that, where you just it just doesn't grow and luckily it's not in your head.
Yeah.
Not alopecia is when all your hair's gone.
No, I thought maybe it's alopecia.
Alopecia is when you have no eyebrows, no hair, you're hairless. But maybe it's a form of alopecia where you only lose it in partial.
Alopecia
places.
sounds like a Mad TV character.
Alopecia.
Yeah, It's like a
Oh, I thought
butcher.
it was like a ghetto name.
Yeah. Hey, it's alopecia.
Michael McDonald.
All
does he-
medicine sounds like black girl names.
Right.
like rosacea.
Boniva? No, rosacea. Oh, rosacea.
Don't you have a joke about that?
What?
Is that your joke?
No, David Allen Greer did that.
What?
Oh, rosacea is like a
The
black
whole
girl.
black girl medicine thing.
It's true.
Rosacea is like a
Concerta?
skin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know the work of David Allen Greer so well?
Big Dag fan. I was a big In Living Color fan.
You love
In the
it?
90s.
No, Kurt. No, Kurt. No, don't.
He
no,
can't
Kurt.
not
Turn my
know.
Okay.
thing down. I got to give house keys to somebody, so I got to watch.
How long till you actually left your apartment after I texted it? 11:15.
Like 20 minutes, maybe?
No fucking way.
I live in Washington Heights. You know that, right?
Jesus Christ.
I don't
Harlem,
live.
right?
No, above Harlem.
You moved again?
No.
Same spot.
Washington Heights is above Harlem.
Oh, I thought you lived in Harlem.
What
I thought
street
that
are you
was
on?
Harlem.
167 and Audubon.
Oh, that's near
Oh, yeah, I thought
Yeshiva
that.
University.
Is it?
Well, it's, I think 185th in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's near there, yeah.
You live a lot closer to Yeshiva University than to Columbia.
I live near that hospital, New Presbyterian.
It's kind of nice up there, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to live down here.
Gentrified, right? Now? Or
Not my
gentrifying?
block. Well, I used to live down here. It was it cost me. It was unbelievable how much it cost, and it's
Yeah.
significantly cheaper where I live, and I like it. It's handy. It's on the A. Maybe I should have taken the train. That probably would have made me faster.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Always the train.
But I
Yeah, you're
every time I get
terrible
on,
at
I'm like, I don't feel bad not taking the train.
Yeah, of course.
I take cabs too much. I don't give a shit.
You do kick cabs a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jay. Let's get in a cab. It'll be. You have to show Jay it'll be faster on the subway.
Uh-huh.
With traffic.
He just doesn't want to be on
"Man,
the
sit
subway."
still." Yeah, that's it.
That's
I
true.
don't
He
either.
never takes the subway, right? I always see him pulling up to the
I've
cellar
taken
in
him
cab.
there. He had to take it when we first got here, because he kind of brought his suburban life here
Right.
Yeah.
right away. Which and so he had a car and shit. So I remember the first time I ride the subway, I had to take him down to West 4th Street, and it was like, he looked like a little kid. He went through the turnstile and he looked back like I safety pinned his mittens to his jacket and $1.
It's so dangerous down here.
Yeah, no, he don't like it.
Did you guys? I found no boners on Propecia.
That's all in your head.
That's in my head.
Yeah, because
But
I
that's a real
had that
thing
for a
that
week.
is in. Now, unlike your mustache problems, that is a real thing.
Yeah, that's
Some
that's the
people,
big one.
a very small amount, it affects their boners.
Yeah. And then also, some people of those never get it back.
What?
Somebody told me about it. And he
That's
goes, yeah, you never get
terrifying.
it back. And so now all these pictures of these guys who are suing and it sucks. I can't get a boner, and they're all bald too because they're not taking Propecia anymore.
Oh no!
Bonerless.
That's like a bad wizard spell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's a gamble.
They can't win that court case because they're bald, and no one wants to fucking side with that.
Oh, that's right. And then that's why I don't want to hear this shit about a fucking woman president or whatever. When a bald man can be elected, then I'll give a fuck.
Yeah.
If your fucking gash gets into office.
Yeah, you make your group whatever you want. My group is bald men.
Do you know?
Because that's the ultimate minority. Is not minority. It's not a minority. But Stanhope is that joke about ugly people are the
Yes.
majority, but they won't have rights because none of them are we're ugly. They're not going to get together.
It's the ultimate oppressed group.
Yeah, like
And they'll press each other.
Right.
remember Chris Rock's no one trade places with me? I'm like, well, I would if I'd be a better looking black guy
Yeah.
Right.
than I am a white
right.
guy. I'm not just giving up being white for nothing.
You gotta like sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I think my dad would trade with Chris Rock. Yeah, my dad's just like an overweight white guy. I think he would definitely
Right.
trade.
Oh yeah.
Well, Chris Rock now looks way better than he did when he
Looks
was young.
great.
That's
now.
true.
When he was, I mean, he really grew into his looks.
He was
Yeah.
kind of gangly, big teeth.
What? God, what?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that.
He was,
Repeating
I mean,
everything, because you repeat everything because generally in life people weren't listening to him. So you have
Probably,
to
yeah.
say it 3 times.
He's like one of 9 or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the
Yeah.
oldest of
I think
8.
7 of them are comics.
Even
I
his brother-
podcast with like 7 of
They are.
them.
Yeah, they're like the
His
weigh-ins.
brother, his brother's like 20 something,
Right.
And they're like
Tony.
No. Tony, I think is like
Jordan.
Jordy.
Jordan.
Jordan's a brother.
Yeah.
He's one of the Rock brothers, yeah.
Oh.
And he's way young. And Chris is probably what 50 something.
53. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. Their mom's vagina seen a lot of history.
When you guys started going bald, like when you first started like noticing it, like what's the feeling of like, oh, hold on, like you don't accept it right away,
Everyone grows facial hair. That's like one move people do.
cover it up?
No, just like as some kind of control of hair again.
That's why I did it.
There
Well, I
you
did it to
go.
cover my fat face, and I did it for that reason too.
yeah.
Yeah, I was more. I think my head had, at some point of being fat, I grew facial hair.
Yeah.
Because I think I was in denial for a long. I was in
When
like
did you
denial
start,
with
Donnelly?
it.
When did it start?
It started like where you could be like it's bald because I
Or
like
balding.
balding. I would say like late 20s, early 30s. Like
that late?
yeah, maybe I got the V earlier. I can't remember because I always kept my hair so short. I never paid attention to the back, so that's where that's when I took notice to it. So probably balding, maybe mid 20s, and I just didn't realize it. I don't know, but I was always in denial. I was just like, I'll just keep shaving my hair. I'll just keep cutting my hair.
Oh.
So I kind of felt weird about it, but I also, you know what it is? It's when the moment that I grew it in long enough that it was like see-through on top of my head,
yes.
and it looked like I was holding on to something that was there. That's when I was like, it made me feel gross. And that's when I was
Yeah,
like, all right, I'm having
See-through,
short.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it's just translucent. Like you can like, it looks like you're just holding on the scraps and the back's kind of thicker and it's not good.
Right when I get out of the shower, it's like that. Where it's
Yeah,
like,
the
if my
shower's
hair-
rough.
Especially if my hair's long and curly, you're like, what? How was it resting on?
Right, right. It's like twigs and and
I noticed
yarn.
it after a Jehovah's Witness convention when I was like 19.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
19.
Jehovah's Witnesses, these fucking conventions. We had to go to Veterans Stadium in Philly, which is
Ugh.
outdoor. So, and they're all day. I mean, you're just out there in the sun all fucking day. So I look in the mirror and my head was tan, like in my hairline.
Oh, no.
That's how I noticed it because I had like, I'm like, why is my under my hair tan and I can see it? And I freaked the fuck out.
Did you really? What do you mean?
I just was like, oh my god, I'm losing hair, but then it didn't really go fast. Like I didn't lose my hair fast; it was like gradual. Because I heard of people losing their hair. I have a friend from college who lost his hair. It was like clump. He woke up and he had like in his,
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
people lose hair. When some
Yeah,
people
the
go bald,
shower.
they go bald like hard. So it was just
That's why they're
gradual.
frightened.
Yeah, I
You're one
remember.
of those.
I remember being like, all right, so whatever. It'll be like my dad's hair. And I was like, wait, I don't want to have a hair like my dad's hair. And then now I just do. So it is what it is.
Your dad's bald.
He's dead, but no, he is exactly what my hairline is. He had.
So you don't believe that it goes by the mom's family?
I really don't think it
Is
does.
that still a real
I
thing?
think it's all those things are all myth. Like the
Supposedly.
hat. What you were telling about the hat.
The hat's
Where-
a myth.
Is the hat a myth?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
that's what it's not going to get sun, and that's what stops it.
Yeah, it's not
Well, you
soil.
know who has the most old
Or no,
wives'
messing
tales
with the
about it?
follicles.
Puerto Rican hairdressers. Like you wash your hair with too hot of water.
Right,
I don't
right.
think that's what it is. I think it just might be genetic. I was just in Miami and the guy cut my hair. He goes, "Yeah, you gotta every day." Like he's telling me shit. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you just gotta take drugs. That's what they have.
Yeah.
It's not you don't massage your scalp every day. And it's
That was
like none of
another
that.
one I've heard.
You know what?
Activate the scalp.
The way that Kurt's head is right now, even if you lost that front part, you'd be fine. You just have to
I'm
shorten-
40 again. Again, who cares? I'm
Who
40.
cares?
That front
Yeah.
part goes a long way.
The
I
whole
think.
point of being
does
it does. Yeah, the point of being a man is to not have to give a shit.
Right.
So, but when you're young, you're not really a man, so you don't have that, you know? You don't want to be
Sure.
a boy losing your hair. It makes you fucking...
a
does look
weirdo.
weird.
Yeah, he
Brendan
looked like
Walsh used to have that. He had that beard all the time, and then it was always super gray. And at some point, I think at like 33, 34, he was like, "I'm just going to dye it." I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. I mean, why don't I just look my age? There's no reason I have to look like I'm fucking 55."
Yeah, but a gray beard's kind of cool.
Well, why is he so committed to a beard? You know, you can youthen up by shaving your beard.
That's a good point.
You'd be surprised how much younger you look when you shave it all off.
Do you know?
Oh, whenever I shave my beard, people are like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
How old are you?"
Yeah,
I meant to, I
yeah.
didn't have time. I was late, but I have just been shaving.
You'd stop at the barber for a quick shave.
No, he did a terrible job.
Barber, I don't have time to. Only a quick razor.
I got time for a Mark Norman. Just one little section.
Yeah, this patch is killing me. I hate it.
Does it bug you?
Yeah.
See, turn.
It looks like I'm like diseased or I was in an accident.
Well, why not just shave your beard?
Because you guys.
I just get lazy. Yeah, I don't want to shave every day.
Fair enough.
You
That
know,
is the best thing about the stubble. That,
Yeah.
that length, your length,
Yeah, I mean, whatever my motives in the beginning, and now it's laziness.
right.
Yeah.
I think a lady like us. They like the stubble.
yeah,
They
a little
do?
bit.
Dude, it's different. Some do.
Some do,
I
some
get
don't.
varying.
I have some ladies that like beards. Like,
Well, my wife
that's too
doesn't want.
Those are called Orthodox Jews.
My wife doesn't want me to shave the beard because I've only known her with the beard. So she'd be freaked out. If I was clean shaven, she'd be freaked
That'd be
out.
fun. It'd be like a new sex thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a different person.
Keep it new and fresh.
I'd be like, hey, don't tell your husband that I'm
Don't
doing
tell
it.
that fat haircut.
Who's this dad from 28 Days Later?
Leave the pictures up. I want to be embarrassed about what I'm doing to you.
Do you know Doug Smith?
Yeah.
He started taking Propecia when he was 14. Because he's like, I'll just nip it in the bud. Why? What's the difference?
I like that idea. I saw Sex in the City once, and the guy from Northern Exposure,
Yeah.
the DJ from Northern Exposure.
Rob, his name's Rob something.
The Office Space guy?
No.
No.
He was in Quiz Show. He was like
No, that's the main guy from Northern Exposure. I'm talking
Oh,
about the
Chris,
DJ.
not Chris Noth.
The DJ?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to remember that?
Mr.
I know who you're
Big?
talking about. No, not Mr.
And
Big.
he went to he dated
He's in My
her.
Big Feet Greek
Oh,
Wedding.
that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's balding.
Yeah. So is he really?
Oh, we need to notice?
No.
He's got the Michael Bolton where it's all long in the
Aiden.
back.
Yeah, Aiden. Yeah.
Why don't you just say Sex in the City so I know what you're talking about?
His
I
name's
just remember
Chris
her
something.
Her going through his like medicine cabinet in that show, and she goes, she's like, Rogaine? He goes, it's preventative.
Right. I like
That's
how
probably the best way to do it.
what an accusation. Yeah, I'm using Rogaine.
You know that
It
bitch.
starts
By the way,
get
trying
into
to
you know
my
that
hair.
bitch had Valtrex in her fucking medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
You ever find Valtrex in a girl's medicine cabinet?
think
I
you're right.
found some on a picture of a girl that I hooked up with, and I was like, what's that? Somebody we looked it up, and I was like, oh fuck.
What do you mean a picture?
Oh, in the background?
Picture of her taking a selfie or something.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, what? Oh no.
Oh, that's scary.
No, I remember banging some chick that had a Valtrex prescription. I found it later, and I was like, oh shit. And then we got herpes. So.
I gotta stop wearing. I gotta start wearing a condom soon.
A doctor said that it's actually safer to fuck someone with herpes
Then
than not herpes.
Why?
Wait a minute. No.
HPV.
No.
Hold on.
You
let
wanna
me say
get
that
that
again.
right, I
Let me
think.
say that again.
back it up.
He's a bad doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Huxtable. No,
Was this Joe List that
it's
said it?
better to fuck
Michael
someone
Jackson's doctor.
who's has herpes and is working on it, like Valtrex, than it is to fuck a stranger.
Well, the Valtrex probably prevents it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the stranger, you just don't know what they have. You know
Yeah, but probably not herpes.
what? 1 in 4. It's pretty
Yeah,
common.
probably not. 3 and
You're
4.
saying
One in
person's
4?
aware.
Yeah, it's 1 in 4 now.
So
it's like a dentist.
one of us has
agree.
herpes, is what you're telling me? Who is
I'm
it?
going to guess Norman or Kurt.
I've never had herpes.
I've never had a thing.
I would think I would have by now.
Yeah,
I really would. I just
I
got
was
the
thinking that
test
too.
after the about me or about you.
about me.
Yeah, I just took the test and I was like, again.
Yeah, that's why I don't believe
Yeah.
the 1 in 4. First of all, your average. Who knows how they're averaging that together?
Well,
You
there
know
could
what I
be
mean?
2 guys in the
One of
next
four
room with,
sexually
who
active
both have
adults. We're not talking about.
I mean,
kids aren't
but
involved in
of in America or the world or
that. It's got to be.
it. I think it's America. He's married, so he's out.
some places are a little more high density, I guess. Well, I guess this would be the spa, wouldn't it?
Yeah. New
Oh
York.
yeah.
Actually, you know
Village?
what?
I think also
I'll bet
what happens
it's-
is
I'll
how
bet it's
paranoid.
like-
I was paranoid, so paranoid with that stuff. I wore
Yeah,
condoms.
I still have one.
I have very
Constantly.
rarely though. I mean, maybe like twice ever. Had a girl go 3 times. Had a girl's like, I have herpes.
I
So
had it
we should wear a
twice.
condom.
Yeah.
I think some of them wouldn't do it. I think a lot of people don't say anything.
Right, they'll just be
Yeah,
quiet and
yeah.
then be like, I don't have an outbreak. I haven't had one for a while. Why even get into it?
I went to the
But-
doctor recently and
Irresponsible.
got STD tests, and they were like, "You don't have AIDS," and I was like, "Thank God." And
Oh,
that
I'm the
makes
same
no-
way. Yeah.
It makes no rational sense.
Fuck the same
but I
woman
was,
for the last 10 years.
Isn't it funny?
That I don't even like. Herpes is the one I
Herpes
worry
the
about.
one.
Yeah, that's scary.
AIDS is nobody cares about.
Well,
that.
AIDS is kind of
AIDS
done.
is kind of cool.
Yeah, but you're not. Are you gonna? It's like you
Nobody's
gotta.
gonna get it.
You gotta be like gay.
That's
Yeah.
what they tell you. I go in for an AIDS test, and they always go, "You're white. You're not gay. You're fine." I'm like, "Whoa."
Like
you gotta fuck
That's
so
what these
hard.
statistics are so fucking like not reliable because they're averaging like
Everybody.
yeah,
yeah.
like.
like
I mean,
homeless people and shit.
especially when somebody.
Yeah.
I love when
It's
somebody is like using statistics as like a moral. Like, well, I'm statistically more likely to be this and that. Like, who gives a shit? Were you?
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
like
right.
that means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I was doing Kumia's podcast because he likes the bell curve. You know,
I don't know why he says it like that.
Well, who's Kumia?
He says it weird, right?
Yeah, Kumia.
Kumia.
You've
What?
always said it weird.
how are you supposed to say it?
Kumia.
Kumia.
Oh, well, whatever.
Kumia.
Kumia. So
They sound like a chick.
Kumia said, he said something about the bell curve, but like I know people like love that. You know, it's like because they love the average IQ. Well, you know, a white person's average IQ is 100, and the blacks are like 96. Like, oh, you're really. I see, and
That proves never hire one then. Never
yeah,
hire
like
any of
what?
them
Yeah.
because
That proves don't do that show.
like what? But like what on earth would be the use of that of averaging everyone's IQ together?
Yeah.
First of all, if my IQ is like way higher than your IQ or yours is higher than mine,
Yeah.
how is that helping me or you? Like I'm not becoming smarter. And
Right.
you know what I mean? Like I don't understand like what the benefit of this averaging shit together is. It doesn't seem to ever apply.
Yeah, averaging is dangerous.
It's team stuff.
Well, because they have to put stats out there.
Where it's
For
like,
what?
we can do this.
So we
Like,
know, I
can
think
generalize and
it's for,
dismiss
like-
people.
Well, yeah. Well, for IQs, that's whatever. But I mean, for like the CDC puts those out there so they know where to direct what treatments to. I
it's all
think.
these Italians.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Italians always go like, we invented all this stuff. Like, no, they. You invented.
Oh, everybody
nothing.
does
Oh,
that
yeah,
shit.
the Greeks. They always do it with the Greeks.
I've heard
yeah.
every fucking race say we built this country.
Yeah.
Like you just showed up and plugged shit into the sockets. Like you didn't build shit. You like
Right.
me.
Took orders.
Yeah, you grew
We
up in the
built this
suburbs
country.
with.
I used to work for this construction worker. He's like, yeah, my people are Dutch. We built this country. Shut the fuck up. It's like you're white trash in a duplex.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you guys ever seen a bald girl?
Balding woman
Yes,
is a real bummer.
yeah, it's a bummer.
So
That's
strange.
a bummer.
That is a
That's who
bummer.
I imagine is rough for the
That's the
most.
roughest.
Yeah.
That's the roughest. I would agree with that.
That is
It's
tough.
No one's set up to be like, no, it's sexy in some ways.
Right.
Only
right.
freaks are into you.
Right. I see women on the train balding. I'm like, poor gal.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's also, but the one thing they have going for them is that the wig thing for them is not as big of a deal.
Aha.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Like, it's not-
That's right.
Yeah, they can wear the wigs, and it's
Especially
you're
the
still wearing a
Jews.
wig, but it's what?
The Jewish chicks.
Well, they wear them for.
They're
religious
already wearing a
reasons.
wig, yeah.
What is the? I'm going to Ari right away with that.
He
one,
would
but-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right,
yeah.
we go.
What is the thing of that? Is that to cover them so that they're not?
Hot.
You don't see them as their husband sees them. Is that what it is?
It's only married women. And
Yeah.
You're right to ask me. I know more about this than any comedian you know.
All right, yeah. Okay. Good. I didn't know that.
It's Jesus. It's because the commandment is men are not allowed to be attracted to women, to married women. So it's not the women who have to do it. It's to protect us.
Some of them look pretty hot in that wig, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. But then the workaround on that is like because they'll get. Jewish hair is not good hair.
Right.
Is
Right.
it on the chicks?
Sometimes.
Yeah, on hot
Yeah.
like that black hair. I like that
No,
curly
not
black
the
hair.
wig.
No,
A
the real
lot
hair.
of Jewish girls have nice hair.
It's
Yeah, oh, yeah.
ratty. It's ratty.
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
guys are way off.
I don't know.
What Jews are you talking about?
Not like Karen. She's got non-Jewish hair.
Okay, her sister's got good hair. Her and also a bunch
I
of
mean
other
the
Jews.
Jewish curl, the typical Jewish that
It's not a
rents
Jew
nets.
fro. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
that is
all
a little
the Jews.
rough.
That's
Yeah.
usually
It's
like
coarse.
the inherited Jewish man hair.
Ugh, off.
Yeah, it's like Greek hair.
But
Yeah.
traditionally, the women are kind of hot and the men are like dough
Yeah.
with hair.
But anyway, if you do have like curly, shitty hair, and you get some fucking Asian lady's wig, which has like the best hair in the world,
Yeah.
you're more attractive. But the workaround is like, well, you're not being attracted to their hair. You're
Right.
being
That's what I'm
attracted to
asking.
something
That's
else.
exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
What is the hair fetish though? That's what I don't get.
I don't know.
Like,
And you can't also
No, I think
you can't
it's just
listen
a
to them
covering.
sing. You can't listen to them sing.
how come they have to?
Yeah, Kolisha, voice of a woman.
How come they're not allowed to have like, you know, they have to wear big fake tits and a fake ass? Like, I'm not.
Well, you know
I didn't know these women had a
true.
head most of the time.
Yeah.
That's a good
Well, that's
point.
the
They should wear a
same-
fat suit.
I know. When I was in yeshiva, I was in Israel in a seminary, and there was this woman who was married to one of the guys who just studied all day. They took donations to have him study for you, and his wife was so hot, and she had the wig, but like you look at her, and you're like, "Fuck, she's so hot." And then my friend was like, "What are we looking at?" We pointed at him. He goes, "You know what you're doing?" We're like, "What?" He goes, "You're coveting another man's wife."
Yes.
Just by looking.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, we were coveting. We were like, "Oh,
I thought that was a Jesus thing. That's a Jew thing.
yeah." That's
Because Jesus said that, like, you've already committed adultery in your heart, so it's a sin.
he's just interpreting the Ten Commandments.
When I was
Well, he's
in,
a Jew.
I shall not covet. Yeah, another.
I went to
man's wife.
Bahrain. You went to
one of
Bahrain?
the
You know what the greatest rabbi said, Ari?
I was in Bahrain. It's funny you said that about the wig because in Bahrain we took a tour of the mosque, like the Grand Mosque. Did you do that? Or
Oh,
no?
yeah.
And we asked the guy, the tour guy. We were like, "Why? What's the reason for a burqas?" And it's the same reason.
Yeah, no shit.
It's basically the covering it up. No, all right, fine. I'm just saying. It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
No, but
Those
these are the
two
same-
groups of people who don't like each other,
Listen.
and they have the same shit going on.
Sword noses are all the same.
But I asked the guy too why, and he said he was like a funny tour guide.
Oh, so was I probably the same guy?
Yeah, he was like a wise talking Indian dude or whatever he was.
Yeah.
God damn, how many of you opened for Russell Peters here?
I wish that was the gig. Jesus, this was a rough gig.
It was a hard one.
It was
yeah.
expats in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Those Russell Peter gigs are not hard.
No, and you
Everything
get
I've heard, those
free
are great
watches.
gigs.
And
Oh,
luggage.
really?
Free watches
He gives you a watch. He buys you a watch.
because you retire every time you finish.
Yeah.
Well, I think you gotta like follow him around in shop. I was watching this Netflix
Yeah.
thing of him. They're like, yeah, and then he wants to go. Like, I never wanted to be a fucking
What?
Stars entourage.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. He's like a cool, fun guy.
Nice guy, right?
I've always got along with him, but
Yeah.
I don't. I just don't want to be in an entourage.
No, I'm with you. But
Yeah, one time me and Attell were talking on the stoop up there, and outside the cellar, and Chappelle comes out, and he was like, "Hey, we're all going to some place to eat. You guys want to come?" And he just looked at like the 7 people behind him, and we're like, "Nah, thanks, man."
yeah, that's no fun.
Hey, have some fun. You know,
I mean, if you came out alone and said, "Hey, what are you
Yes.
guys doing? You want to get something to eat?" Like, yeah, that'd be great.
Right.
I wasn't like as tight with Kevin Hart as like Jay was, and I
Yeah.
remember like when him because they were like, you know, they would play basketball together. They would be together a lot more than I was.
We
with Kevin.
dominated in block shots.
And but I remember Kev tried to buy him sneakers, and Jay was like, "What the fuck are you?" He was like, and it wouldn't have occurred to me not to take sneakers from like a dude like that,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't because he wouldn't, just because it was like he just wouldn't be put in that kind of like bitch position.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm your friend. I'm not your fucking girlfriend. Like, why would you
Right.
need to buy me fucking? You know, and that's the thing. Like, if somebody gets famous enough, you have to either be the person picking up their dry cleaning to be in their life, or you know, you're not going to see him that much. It's just how it goes.
Right.
You could make the case that Russell Peters is more famous than any of those guys because he's famous in countries
world.
Globally.
where they don't even have stand up.
You could if you hate
When he came to
America.
America, and Yoshi was calling him soccer because it's big everywhere except America.
Well, they've never heard of being
great.
slightly disrespectful ever in these countries. Like in China, like you talk about your parents' accent.
It is crazy how racist his act is. He's just brown, so he can say everything. That's it.
I haven't seen him in a while, actually.
It's pretty crazy.
Every time I'm like, maybe there's something besides racist crowd work.
Yeah, he was at
Nope.
the cellar and he bombed horribly. He was like, I took a cab here. The guy was like, thank you very much. Everybody's like, whoa, what are you doing?
We're in Metropolis.
And then he's like, yeah, I went to Chinatown. They were like, oh, hello, you want water? And everybody's like, what?
No.
What year is it?
I haven't called it because I was doing that tour and I haven't called in a Vales there in a
Oh,
while.
they were asking about you the other day.
Well, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, why haven't I called it? Because I was home for like a month. I didn't feel like I was so tired from doing this fucking tour.
Yeah.
That, by the way, like I broke fairly even on, and
What
I did a
tour?
joke. I just did a tour for I was touring with Barry Crimmins.
Oh, right.
So I fucking and I think I was doing an old joke, so I didn't want to do any of my shit. You know when you're like sick of everything. I said a thing about getting an AIDS test,
No,
and it was because it's true. I went with my ex. I don't know why I thought that would comfort me to have her go with me, but she knew she didn't have AIDS, so it did not comfort me. She's all cheerful. I'm like
Yeah.
shivering in fear, and she's like singing Madonna songs in the elevator. I go, come on, man. Half these people probably got AIDS to this. And then some fucking twat guy goes, dude, really? Like I'm like, I gotta just never come here again. I can't take. I'm like, I can't stomach one more self-righteous twat. Like,
Yeah.
you know they did, bitch. You know they got it to fucking Madonna in the '90s, back when AIDS was big and Madonna was big.
Right. And I hate the really. Ugh.
Yeah, like
Outta
you
here.
can't believe.
Yeah. Ugh.
Because like I mean, I know it's true, but you don't say it.
Yeah, I had a lady at the Hartford Funny Bone walk out. I made a joke, and she walked past the stage and went, "You crossed the line." And
What was
kept
the line?
walking.
I'd like to know what it is.
I said,
What
I
is
said,
the line? Yeah, I'd love to hear the
I
line.
said faggot. And
Well, why'd you say faggot?
I was fighting with a heckler, and he had cherries in his Coke, like 3 cherries, and I go, "Get some more cherries in your Coke, you fat faggot." And
Mark, if someone had a cell phone, you would be finished.
I know, I'd be ruined. I'm
if
actually
they
scared
weren't
saying
in
it right
Hartford
now.
so good about obeying the no recording comedians.
Yeah, so she just got up and walked up to the stage and went, "You crossed the line." She was like 60, and then walked out, and I said, fuck you too. It was a whole thing, but
You should wait. What, is your son a faggot or something?
I should have said that.
I saw the joke about
I say dig a deeper hole.
My
Yeah.
feeling on those derogatory words are like they're hurtful, but doesn't mean you shouldn't say them. That's their use is to hurt people.
to hurt people. Yeah, you were having a fight.
Like, be
Right,
a
I
fan
was
of the,
trying to be
fan of
hurtful.
the fucking English language. Like
Yeah.
when you
Well, you
need
gotta
something
understand
hurt
everybody
someone,
thinks
there are
in-
these things to go to.
Everybody
Yes.
thinks in classes now.
You just
So
shouldn't say them like randomly.
Right.
do you understand? Like everybody says they think in classes, so you're not saying it to one person. You're saying it to all of the people. You understand?
right.
That's why, like, don't say bitch. I'm like, oh, I'm just talking to this one bitch.
Right.
No, it's all because that's how people feel strong. Is they like
No,
They
just
band
this
together.
Kike, this kike here. You guys are all good Jews. This is a kike.
Yeah.
I told a joke about wanting to have kids, and some lady in Minneapolis started hysterical crying and shot up and ran out of the room, and then complained to the management that I made fun of her for not being able to have kids.
Was she bald?
wait,
Really?
what did you say?
I have a joke about how I want to have kids, and I was just telling.
That's hilarious.
And I was even talking to her, and she just shot up, ran out of the room crying, and then.
Would she
told
just
me-
find out that day that
I
she
don't
was
know,
barren?
Maybe I don't know, but I
That's
was
like borderline, dude.
And then
I'll go for
it
that
was
at a
right towards
comedy
the
show.
end,
That'll cheer me up.
She's a
and I
nut.
went out, and she started screaming at me in my
That's
face.
What?
That's like a borderline fucking personality. I mean, I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
I
shit.
didn't really know about that shit. It's like, especially like that one fucking blogger I pissed off years ago. Who
Oh,
still has
yeah.
it.
That
That's a
one.
borderline personality.
That one.
They're always
No,
the
the one
angriest.
that yeah.
Those people are the self-righteous people are always the angriest people.
Well,
They've got
my favorite I saw in at La Jolla Comedy Store, the San Diego Comedy Store. It was this lady showed up, and it was me opening, then this girl Kelly Kirsten middling, also dirty, then Joey Diaz headlining. So I went on, and I was way filthier then. And then she was like, didn't like it. And then Kelly went on, and she was filthy. And then she came out, and she was like, "You said this would be a clean show." And they were like, I assure you, no one would have said that.
Yeah.
It's one of the dirtiest we've ever had. And she goes, "No, I called. They said it'd be clean." And we're like, "No, ma'am.
We cleaned the room up before you came in.
Yeah. She goes, "You said the 9:00 show in the main room would be clean." She goes, and they're like, "Oh, you called the Los Angeles Comedy Store. That was the problem." And she goes, "No, I didn't." And he goes, "Yeah, I mean, we only have one room. It's not a main room. They have the thing called the main room, and their show starts at 9, and ours is at 8.
They're sure he committed
That's
to
why
being
they said
mad.
the 9:00 main room show is clean. 'Cause
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
She goes, "No, that's not what happened." And she was so committed to it. Instead of going, "Oh fuck, you know what? Or she wouldn't have said.
They
"Oh,
wanna be
darn."
mad.
Yeah,
What's
One of
going to
them
happen
and
if
she
you?
kept complaining, and Diaz was there because Kelly Kirsten was on stage, and I was sitting next to Diaz. We were watching this from 20 feet away, and he just couldn't take it anymore, and he just gets up and is like, "You fucking bitch, get the fuck out! You fucking old lady, nobody fucking wants you here." And starts screaming at her. He
He's
just had
borderline,
enough.
too.
He just had enough. He was like, "We were complaining for nothing."
Good for him.
That profanity is like the thing I don't understand why anyone.
Profane.
You really got to be a petty. That's got to be religious though, right? If she wasn't she must love the fuck out.
She
of
was old.
If she didn't love Jesus and she was mad about that, then she's got no business saying anything. I mean, it better be you love Jesus Christ to be talking that way.
Profane.
I think she just wanted to start a thing.
Now, my question is, how many cherries can I put in my Coke before I'm a faggot?
2, you get 2.
You get 2.
He had 3.
But 3?
Yeah, and he was fat.
By the way, putting a lot of cherries in a drink, that's a black thing in reality.
It is,
They're
yeah.
like, I
You
want
should have
some
said
cherries.
nigger. Gays wouldn't be that fat. You're like, he's fat, 3 cherries. That's not.
The N-word was
It's like
too on the nose.
As long as there's a double G in there somewhere, the most
Right,
beautiful
right.
consonants.
But I had the alliteration. I thought it would be fun.
What, fat faggot?
Yeah. That stopped him though. When I said that, he took his hat off and shook it. He did one of those.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
You know, he just went like out of
Was he
anger.
a cartoon?
Wait a minute.
Stop heckling.
Yeah, he heckled.
Back in my day, faggot men happy.
When were you born? In 1600s?
Mark, I like that you have a 30s voice and you're attracting a 30s crowd. A 1930s. Hey there.
He killed newspaper spins.
It's comedian hero says faggot.
If I do well, they all throw their hats in the air.
Back then, it was great if you said faggot.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite things is Raging Bull when he's doing comedy at the end. When he starts doing stand-up.
Raging Bull?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he's a boxer and he starts doing stand-up at the end. And then he gets off and
Right, yeah.
who goes on? I forget who it was.
Henny Youngman.
Henny Youngman. And then somebody goes and he goes, "Shut up, you bald faggot."
Yeah.
And I just remember that. It's like, that's just regular crowd work back then.
Yeah.
Everyone's fine.
No one
They're
wants
all
to fuck
dressed
you.
up. They're all dressed up and nice.
Right.
Just like mean shit he said sitting outside the gym. Hey, fats.
I went to who's the guy who just died? The Mr. Happy? Mr. Warm?
Rickles.
Rickles?
Warren. Yeah, Don
Yeah, I
Rickles.
went to a show of his and he was mean to me for no reason.
Oh yeah.
He's insulting. I came in a little late, sure, but he just started insulting me and my whole party. Did not care for it.
I love everyone blowing him after he died. He wouldn't work today. Like if he tried to come up today.
Awful.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's a legend. But if he tried that in
The club.
the UCB,
Oh, my God.
yeah,
Oh, by the way, I tried to watch some Richard Pryor thing on Netflix.
Doesn't hold up.
live and spoken.
Well, no, I was gonna that, but it was all these like comedian. How many times do I have to hear your fucking ruminations about why Richard Pryor was great?
Yeah.
Like it tells guy a funny thing about like these things, these tribute things, like where we all have to salute the flag of Pryor. Like, can we all just do comedy now? Or do we have to all like Richard Pryor? If it wasn't for you, I remember.
They asked me to do the Patrice thing, one of the Patrice videos of the 1,000 that people are making.
Right.
And they're like, I was like, I wasn't really never a New York comic. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, you knew about him. I was like, honestly, I met him a couple times. He was a complete dick for no reason.
But that's usually what people say.
Let's face it, there was a reason.
And I wasn't around to see his genius on stage, so you're asking the wrong guy.
Right. Well, good for you. You didn't just get on the tape and lie.
When you brought up Raging Bull, I just remember this guy, the Raging Bull of comedy, Michael Rage, the Raging Bull of comedy in Philly. And I was like, the Raging Bull. I just feel like he's as funny as Raging Bull was at comedy. I just dawned on me now.
Raging Bull had some moments.
Yeah.
Raging Bull's great. The
I
movie.
mean,
the
when he
movie,
beat up
yeah,
Joe
I mean,
Pesci
funny.
for fucking his wife, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Why did you even ask me that? Yeah, you didn't deny it. You didn't deny it.
I like when he goes.
Fucking my wife.
He goes, he treated me like a Mama Luca should own. He goes, what? like even he didn't know what Italian gibberish that was.
If you had a bald woman, would you want her to shave her head? Like, is that better than being like see-through?
Yeah.
Well, where am I
yeah.
storing this bald woman I own?
You got to have the head shaved.
Shaved. I prefer.
Then she looks like she's from the future, at least.
Yeah. Shaved women's head, by the way.
I'm a bit of a Trekkie, so I like spa.
Interesting look.
It can look good.
You have
Can
to have
it?
a real pretty face.
Well, yeah, I've seen women on the street that have it, and I'm like,
What?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It depends if you're hot. I mean,
If you're
like
hot.
I said,
If
hot,
you're
you
hot,
can do whatever
yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
Sinead O'Connor, like, shaved?
Yeah, but even I've seen girls that are
bald,
hotter that are
Louis
Wow.
Louis Gomez.
Wow.
Yeah, like from
Did
the
she look
future.
like Lewis? I'm in.
I'm not that against it. If
I'm
you're
not
hot.
against
If
it.
you're hot, you can get away with anything.
Yeah, if you're hot, it's fine.
Yeah, if you're not really
hot, you
attractive
can
and
have
you
a
shave
dick.
your
It's
head,
like nothing splits up the whole top. It's just like
Never ends.
the same.
Yeah.
Well, that's why alopecia's got to be weird with talking about splitting it up because your eyebrows are gone. It's weird when you don't have eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, and guys,
that would be the worst.
that's why at least if you're a woman who's balding, at least you can do all this cosmetic stuff to yourself, and people are like, oh yeah, it might be fake, but at least you still look like a woman. A guy, if you have no eyebrows, it's not like you can pencil on your eyebrows as a guy.
Right.
Yeah, you cannot.
I guess you have to, though.
I don't think they do. I've seen guys with alopecia; they just have no eyebrows, and they're like blonde, not blonde, but like they're just pale dudes with like no hair and no eyebrows.
Yeah. Yikes.
That's weird. To lose a hair in other places. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I know. It's growing.
It's
too.
on the left side too,
You're
a little
fine.
A
bit.
little bit, yeah.
All you
But
do is you
it's
shave.
expanding.
Yeah, but you shave.
I guess I shave, but it's
Is
just
it perhaps it's climate change?
It's peace of mind.
Yeah, I guess you were. Well, you kind of have.
I want to know what's happened, what's causing
You
it.
should go to the doctor.
I can't do that.
Why not? You
I
can't
don't
afford
have the
it?
health care.
Don't?
Obama?
Really?
Obamacare?
No.
You get SAG for like $300 a month, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems high.
No, it's not.
That's not high. 300
That's a lot of
super
money to
cheap.
spend on something you're probably not going to use very much.
Exactly. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
it's not.
3,600.
You're going to use it for that.
I've been to the
Dude,
doctor in like 8 years.
Which means you got to make 5,000 to earn that, and in comedy you got to make 6,000 to earn that. So $6,000 so you can go visit the doctor twice a year.
There you
it's
go.
not worth it for someone your age.
Yeah, but
Sing it, sister.
Well, when you're missing
That was the problem with
part of your
Obamacare.
beard
They're
and you want to
forcing
figure it
people who
out,
can't afford it into making them buy it.
I don't know, I was just too paranoid something was going on.
I mean, I'll go once to check this out, but I don't know if I need health care.
Yeah, exactly. You just go.
You should just go to a first med place. It might be like, that just happens. It's old age.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great. But
That's usually what happens. I've gone in for stuff where they're like, yeah, it just happens.
Man, I got to get I got this thing I'm doing now, so I'll probably have the money. But at Writers Guild, I just lost my Writers Guild insurance because I didn't make
they're
enough.
the best ones. They're the
It's
best
the
ones.
best.
really.
SAG
I'm gonna have it
sucks.
again though. I'll make enough from this thing to get back on. But it's like the
How much?
best
What do you have to be
insurance.
doing to get it?
It's like $30,000 in writing work.
A year?
When I started in
What's that,
SAG,
yeah.
it was 8 to get Plan 2, which covers most things, and then 13 to get Plan 1. And then by the end, when I stopped doing like commercials, it was 33,000.
Yeah, it's not $300 a month. I think it's $300 for like 3 months.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's-
it's not.
Now we're
cheap,
talking.
dude.
Well, that's a third of the price.
I don't know. I'm getting Writers Guild, so you guys are on your own.
Okay.
I got mine, Jack.
How much would you guys pay to have all your hair back? What's your price?
Out of
That's what I
out of
whatever
what I
I
have
had, I
already.
get.
Yeah, current savings.
I have it all
Forever?
back.
You pay full back until you're 70.
Yeah, fine. I'll
Yeah, it's
do
just
it.
like you'll gray instead of bald. When it's time to do it, you'll gray at 55, 60.
Yeah,
instead of
sure.
bald.
Can you do
I think a
installments?
lot of people
How much?
would.
How much?
Installments?
I don't know. You got to set a price.
Can you pay installments, or do you have to lump sum?
Good
Is it
question.
like
I
SAG
that
insurance?
question. I
Because
like
the
that
answer is
question.
no. We found out.
You can do it over a 3
Can you do it like a house? You get a mortgage on your head?
3-year period. But then if you do installments, you got to pay interest.
Hold on, let me give this
you
guy
gotta
my
pay
keys. Hold on.
50% more.
Maybe if you do installments, it grows in installments.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
maybe.
mean?
Just get a little bit at a time. You want the crown or you want the top?
Yeah. I got a layaway on the crown.
How did Kurt get into my building, by the way?
That's what I was wondering. I think he's like a super. He's got keys to all of New York.
Yeah, he's walking around here like he owns the place. Just went outside to do something.
Yeah, he didn't buzz.
Also, he chugged that water like a homeless person.
Twice.
Yeah.
I'd pay money like a house on it. I'd pay like $300,000, like in a nice suburban house.
Timeshare. Yeah. Nice loft.
Yeah. I'd probably pay like $100,000. Never worry about it again.
What happened?
Just checking the time. We're good.
I gotta stop soon. By the way, Mark Norman's special is this Friday night at 10 p.m.
12.
12
Of course, Comedy Central has to
a.m.
fuck you a little harder by
They
putting it
really
at
don't
12.
Get that
12
behind
o'clock?
Stand-up specials.
Yeah, midnight.
So Friday night, Saturday morning. So just to make it a little harder for your DVR.
Yeah, right.
And to put
11:59.
a date, yeah.
Tape the 2 hours before it. So
11:59 this Friday night. What's the date on it?
The 12th.
12/13th.
Yeah, I guess so,
okay.
yeah. May 12th.
New special. Mark Normand,
Don't
tell my mother.
close. Don't be yourself.
Don't be yourself. Sorry, I saw a picture of
Don't
it.
wake daddy. It locked on him. Yeah, don't be yourself. Check it out. I don't know when this comes out, but I'm doing Fallon Thursdays to promote it.
This will be
So.
out tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, great. So, yeah, give it a gander and DVR, and hopefully some nerd out there puts it on YouTube. Wink, wink. That'd be nice.
What happened?
Norman special is out on Friday.
Oh,
Just a little plug.
Where?
Comedy Central.
Hair plug.
Oh,
little hair plug for the special.
figure out what the fuck. You know, I'm just checking my dates, so I don't even remember.
I'm getting a lot of shit for the Amy Schumer Presents, by the way. Reddit went to town on me.
What do you mean?
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
fuck
like-
that.
What is
Look
Amy
at this.
Schumer presents?
Amy Schumer presents Mark Norman.
She
Put her
produced
name
it.
on there to get more people to watch.
What'd they say?
They're just like, oh, that's beneath you. What are you putting her name on there for? She's got to have her hands in everything. That fucking bitch. Blah, blah. I'm like, she's my friend. She's producing my special.
She's
What do
your
you want?
friend,
up,
and
though.
she's also
They
super
wouldn't-
famous.
Yeah, and they wouldn't do it without her, so I needed her, and she stepped
And this
up.
was for what, though? I'm sorry.
Comedy
Comedy
Central.
Central special.
Wait,
Netflix said no. Comedy Central said no, and she got on board, and they were like, oh, yeah, we'll do it. And I'm like, great. So I just
why
want
they
to do a
say
special.
no? Are you too white of a male?
White dude.
I think I'm a white straighty, and I'm
Dude, Netflix,
not-
it's
You're a
unbelievable.
cis.
The garbage
Cis
shit
male.
that's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
At least you're not a plastic cup boy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But is your face at least on the thing when
My
it comes?
face is on the poster.
Yeah, good.
It's on everything.
As long as it's
yeah.
not
Well, it
Amy.
just says small.
The ones
Yeah.
Presents, and then the Mark Norman.
That's not bad, dude. The one Kevin Hart something, and it's like just his friend, is his entourage from
Yeah.
the people I started with in Philly.
Yeah.
But it's none of their faces, just Kevin's face, and then it's like, like, oof.
Yeah, I got off easy, but I'm still getting a lot of shit. I think it's
Wasn't
a chick
there a
thing.
tour like that once with Bill Burr did a tour? The guys who opened for Bill Burr did a tour,
Yeah.
but Bill Burr wasn't on the tour, but it was Bill Burr presents the tour. But he wasn't on the tour.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They do that with Vince Vaughn too. Vince Vaughn presents
Oh, yeah,
the Wild Wild
That's
West.
better than
Yeah.
another comic.
You
need
do.
the money
I
and
think he
fucking
actually
thing.
was at the first couple of those.
I saw
And
him
they-
there. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be
yeah.
on the tour, and then it becomes like, I'll just present the tour. It's weird, but if people are going because they think it's going to be something else, but no one
Yeah.
thinks Schumer's going to be in your special.
Right.
But it's also like, fuck the Reddit people, because for most people, that's helping you to have her
Yeah, and I'm-
her name on it. So you're like,
whatever,
oh, I know
whatever.
Amy Schumer. I know. It's like almost like a stamp of approval. It's
exactly.
Like, it's like, yeah, maybe you'd rather not because you want to just do it yourself. But you know what? It helps you. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
She'll
I don't care.
tweet it.
You know the deal.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's a woman thing. I think.
You still have your
They don't-
career to
people
think
don't
about.
her.
It's like
a lot of people don't like
No,
They
her.
don't
that's
like
they're
her.
coming to you because they're mad at her. Because she's fucking
right.
voting
If it
for
was
Hillary or
Ari Shaffir
whatever.
presents, or Joe Rogan presents, or Colin Quinn,
People be like,
presents.
ooh.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an issue.
Right. But she doesn't.
I don't
like
think
Trump.
it's a woman thing. I think specifically Amy Schumer thing.
It's a I hate Trump and I hate guns thing.
Maybe.
The gun thing, man, that really people got fucking mad.
Oh yeah.
That's what that beginning of the people like the thing against her was that gun thing.
Really?
Yeah. It just as soon as you
so
take a
silly.
political side and you're
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
well known enough, it's like you are my enemy now.
Did Jeffries get shit for the gun stuff?
Jim
No,
Jeffries? No.
he's got an
felt-
accent.
No,
Oh, he might have, but not-
I think he got a little.
Not
Well,
just he had an accent.
not how she did.
He
well,
was-
that clip went
Yeah.
like viral.
No, he was making jokes the entire time he said anything.
And he did every angle. He did both sides.
He was just doing his job as a comedian, making jokes the whole way. He didn't stop and step away from being a comic to take a stance.
Yeah, true.
By the way, another guy on Propecia. Jeffries.
Jeffries.
Yeah, he's open about it.
He's open about it.
He's openly like
out
it's
of the closet?
HIV cocktail.
He's out, baby.
He's out of the hat.
He's open about it.
He's out of the hat.
I like the Rogan. I like spreading it in. It used to be real juicy and gross. You had to put it in your hair, and it would stay in your
Dude.
pillow.
Thank
But
God
now it's
that
just like
foam.
foam. The foam is great.
I used to live with a girl, and I would do that, and I'd come out of the bathroom, and she'd be like, ugh. It was a bad.
Was it
bad
like
time.
the stuff from Seinfeld?
Shit,
The,
never. You
the
know,
stinky cream. From
Yeah.
before I got that shit, I got some shit off the internet. I don't know what I did that I got scammed on. And I remember I had to have a friend like pick it up for me.
Yeah.
Okay, it was like a hassle to get this shit, and then I fucking put it on my head, and it smelled like horse piss, and it was
Yeah.
worse than that how Rogaine used to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And my friend's like, it smells like piss. We were in his car. I was so fucking insane. I opened it, so I put it on my head right then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he
I
goes-
gotta get it on.
Yeah, I was like that. And he goes,
No time to
really?
spare.
He goes, like, smells. I'm like, yeah, it does. My head just smelled like piss.
But that's how you know it's
Why don't you
working.
do it right away. I would love to see you with like a porno magazine. Where you're like, as soon as you get it, like, let's just jerk off. Oh, I gotta do this. Wait, I'm gonna run out of batteries, so
Oh.
we gotta end anyway.
May 31st. I'm in New Orleans at the Howlin' Wolf.
Hey, I started
June-
there.
Hey,
No shit. June 1st in Houston, Secret Group, it's called. And then
That's a good show.
June 3rd, I'm at the West Siloam Casino in
Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
If you're into hiking at all,
Yeah.
what are you?
No.
Okay, forget it then.
At the face of a hiker.
Dude, I went. Me and Nick Mullen opened for me on that same gig,
Yeah.
and we went. I was like, hey, why don't we leave at like 7 p.m. instead of like first thing the next day, and then we can go to the fucking Ozarks and go hiking. And it's a gorgeous country, and we went up to this cliff where it overlooked like, so it was just amazing, amazing. And I looked at it for about 10 minutes, and I turned around. He was just playing Bejeweled.
Classic Mull.
I thought he'd be tweeting or something.
There's no reception out there. That's the only problem, I think.
Damn.
Anything, Donnelly?
I can't believe
Yeah,
you
can I
went.
just talk about my podcast?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's called Defend Your Movie, and it's where one of you guys would come on and defend a movie that you love that nobody else does.
Okay. Oh,
It's
yeah.
on iTunes.
It's a
I'll
good
do it.
time.
I'll for
What?
sure do it.
Yeah.
Does anybody do Gentlemen Broncos yet?
No, what's that?
Awesome movie. Savaged by the critics.
Really?
The Napoleon Dynamite guy made it.
Oh, I'll do Freddie Got Fingered.
Whoa.
Freddie
You
got
can't
fingered?
defend
Why?
that.
Called it one of the so many funny, hilarious scenes.
Like what?
I mean, I
You
can
can't
do this on
talk
your
about- yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
but, like, when,
Let's have a
when he says
defense.
goodbye to his father, and he's like, "Make me proud, son." He's like, "I will, Dad. I'll make you proud." He goes, I know you will. You make me proud. I'll make you proud, Dad. I will. And then he pulls off, and somebody's like crossing in front of him. He's like, get the fuck out of the way! Get the fuck out of the way of my car!
Well, you don't have to have him on now.
Oh yeah, he defended it right there.
That was it. The one scene.
Race Wars. I was going to promote.
Race Wars, you're on. You got Tuesdays with Stories with Mark Norman.
Yes, Joe
But
List.
of course,
me.
the reason I did this so fast was because you're special.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Oh.
This Friday, and
Try to
I'll
help comics.
I'll be at the Arlington Draft House this weekend.
And your name is Amy Schumer Presents? Once
Yes, that's my name.
I saw
My
something
name
that
is
said-
Amy Schumer Writer.
Oh,
I don't know if you know that.
Used to be an actual draft house. And I have Bell House, May 27th. The This Is Not Happening show. Line up to be announced. $20. Get tickets.
Oh, I have a show at the Fat Black Pussycat on May 24th. Can I say that?
You
I
just,
just did. Yeah.
That's my birthday.
Is it?
You're throwing me a birthday show?
All right. Well, guys, I hope the stem cell research comes through. And
Yes.
Supposed to like 6 years ago.
I know. What the hell?
kill some goddamn babies. They got a goddamn full head of hair.
It's supposed
Yes.
to be cloned hair by now.
Jesus.
What are they waiting for?
Let me ask
What do we
one.
kill Christopher Reeves for, if not for this?
I blame Obama.
You spend a lot of time thinking about your hair.
promise from Obama.
No, but not once in a while.
Every once in a while,
Not
right?
much. I don't
Yeah.
really think about it much.
The thing is when you see the back of your head.
All right.
All right. See you all in hell.
That is the episode, everybody. I could see that alienating women, that episode. Sorry if it did. But it was pretty funny. We didn't just talk about balding. I mean, really barely. That was like a third. Oh, man. Good episode, though. Nobody talked over each other. Not much, anyway. Nobody had side conversations where two people break into one and other two people break into another, and then everyone's talking over each other. Didn't happen. So you know what? It's a pat on the back to myself. Running this podcast correctly. 4 guys. You can hear everybody all the time. Great. Metzger on, and people can get a word in edgewise. Fucking great. Great podcast. Maybe I'll ask him to come late every time so he feels like he's missed something, so he's got to catch up. That guy can talk. Check out Race Wars. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, ZipRecruiter, ziprecruiter.com/skeptic for sponsoring this, and Laughable app. Get it. Don't forget, check out Mark Norman's special, Amy Schumer Presents. Amy Schumer Presents. Mark Norman, don't be yourself. This Friday night, set those alarms. Set those alarms. Make sure to watch it. Comb over your hairs. It is a weird thing that people go bald when you think about it. Like everything else seems to be like, yeah, I can see why if there's a God or just a nature, if nature like, but why would it make some guys go bald? Why would it make any guys go bald, but not all of them? It's fucking strange, huh? But there's no medical, like, you don't gain anything by that. It's like, oh, cool, now my head can't be protected from the sun and sun damage. You're just becoming weaker. I guess your body breaks down. All right, you guys. Also, don't forget to check out the Punch Drunk Podcast. We're at 200 subscribers to our Patreon right now. If we get to 500, I will be forced to MMA fight Sam Tripoli at the next Ellis Mania. So I'm required to tell you to sign up for it, but I'm hoping that nobody does because I've just done cardio in terms of yoga 7 times while I was gone. You guys, that's the episode. Thank you very much.